Good morning, people. It is Wednesday, the 25th of October. Welcome to TDA, the day after, your favorite news platform and the home of popular culture as defined by the culture. We've got a full house today, so let's introduce ourselves.
It's your boy, 6 foot plus of pure temptation, big Mars from the east side of the bridge.
That's
Morning,
right.
people. Hope everybody's all right.
Morning, as always, your favorite shade queen, my own royalty.
And they call me E-Man, the pro-black activist, TDA producer and news analyst, melanin jam-packed.
Morning, Queen of BOE, back.
Yo, what's going on? Ramsey's his brother. I even got like an introduction.
Okay.
Well, that was an intro.
I feel like I need to steal some of you lot's intros though.
You got time, man. Work.
You listen.
Least favorite shade king.
Not the least favorite.
181 centimeters of, diluted temptation.
Diluted.
The melanin is lightly packed. A pro-Palestine activist. Come on.
There we go.
Stealing bars, stealing land. Come on.
Okay. Friend, you see the man in camo, he's got time for you today. Yeah, I have to say though, that was a good idea, Marks. I have to just give you guys a little pre-warning. I personally don't know where the show's going to go today. I don't. As you will see, I am in black and a nice little caramel number. Queen of BOE is in black. But obviously, we wear a lot of black here. Marks is also in black. But you will see the two men.
Ready for
Yeah,
war.
ready for war.
Camel
And his
up.
friend, there we go. We did not get the memo. The rest of us were unaware. Brett is also in black. It's just these two. And you guys know where these two lie on social issues. So, all the best to all parties involved today. Obviously, as the show progresses, if the numbers in the room get lighter, then you know what that means, really. So, I'm just going to give you that warning. How's everyone today, though?
I'm good. I just went to Birmingham yesterday. I just signed off on a venue.
Okay.
You know what I'm trying to say? The tickets ain't live yet. Maybe by the end of today or tomorrow they'll be live. But we're going on Birmingham December 16th.
That's
So that
right.
weekend of the 15th, make sure you keep it free. And if you're in Birmingham or Midlands and surrounding areas, pull up with the man them. First time out of London, I'm going to be on my absolute worst behaviour.
Okay.
Honestly. You ain't seen
The
nothing
boys
like
on
this
tour.
yet. You ain't seen nothing like this.
So you're saying that London was a starter pack?
London was nothing.
Appetizer.
This is history we're about to make. I ain't
Love
left the
that.
city before.
Love that.
You ain't going to forget.
That's lit.
So yeah.
All right, well, you guys know where to be. 16th of November.
December.
December. Okay, lovely. I might plan a trip up to Birmingham.
Let's go.
Okay, sick, love it. So you guys, how's everyone doing?
Can't complain, man. Can't
Yeah?
complain, yeah. Just a bit cold, my hands, the weather.
It's a lot, man. It's really these times. Sad. Summer's so far away.
You know we're summer babies as well.
You know, it's
Honestly.
It's autumn all day, man.
when were you born? When was your birthday?
Jackets, March.
October.
Who was
March.
born in
March,
autumn?
yeah.
So why are you?
Autumn all day, man. All
If
day.
you're March,
I'm
why
trying
are
to
you
make that a
working
thing.
autumn?
Man said autumn all day.
All day. All my jackets
I don't know
out.
what ever said autumn and all day.
No one.
I
You don't even sound right.
I get my North Face out, Arctics out, my
Okay.
Carhartts out, all my jackets.
I'm not gonna lie, I do like when it gets dark early though.
Huh?
Oh, I don't.
See, that's the
'Cause
bit
I just
I don't like.
Nah,
I like
I
it's
just
sunny with the cold. I get to wear my hoodies.
Nah, when I look outside and the sun's shining and it's like 9:30, I'm like, what? It messes
I
up.
don't
And I
like
don't
that.
get enough nighttime. I like
Oh, I get you.
nighttime. Like,
The
you know what
clocks
I'm
are
trying
going
to say?
back, to be fair, on Sunday.
So that means it's gonna get.
Also, we get more sleep.
No, they're going forward then.
Oh,
So when it goes forward, what does it do in winter? It goes forward because it's darker earlier, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's going forward.
okay, great.
So I know. There's just, there's that. No, I just like being warm, man.
Yeah,
I don't know
I
how I
like
feel about driving to work
sun.
in the dark.
It just feels very,
that was me yesterday. I hated it coming here.
okay.
Absolutely
All right.
hated
I'm about to put my shade as well. I can't even do it. My mic could get cut off. Yeah. But to be honest, you got good swag there. Like, you dress really, really nice.
Oh,
So I can
thank
see
you.
why you like autumn.
I appreciate it.
So I feel like this is your time to, like, shine.
man,
and,
it's my time.
I get it.
Summer's just t-shirts, and t-shirts. Like, it's just boring.
I hear you.
Summer's it's the one.
Winter swag is lit though if you get like the right jacket. And all
Yeah,
that.
if you get the right
The
jacket,
woolly hats
That's
and
what I'm
that,
saying.
the right boots, ooh, honey.
That's why I had to fashion. I just got this jacket. So it's just coincidental that we're ready
Oh,
for war.
please.
But
Boy, look at the badge on the jacket. Don't play with me.
the badge I
think
got in the
you're fooling?
protest.
Oh.
The jacket just came out. I got it. I mean, Palace Carhartt for fashion it. I didn't know I looked like I was ready for war.
You do.
I'm happy.
You know
but
damn well you like you're ready for war.
Listen, I
bamboozled us.
put on army fatigues, but I never had a clue.
I never had a clue what energy was giving. Okay. Anyways, well, it's still Black History Month over here. We are taking it seriously. The rest of the world isn't where we are. Let's get into it.
All right, people. So for today's Black History Month, lest we forget, we want to big up the beautiful small island of Dominica. Yeah, what happened?
Beautiful island.
Yeah, it's a small island though.
Beautiful island.
Oh, he means that's only Trinidad.
There's a negative connotation attached.
Behind small islands. I mean,
What was it?
Do it. Wow, what's
Okay,
the
I guess
conversation?
we're learning.
well, the bigger islands just is that there's it's like a little put down, like your little small island. Hear me, little small islands and that.
That's how you guys cuss each other.
Yeah, that's how
Yeah.
Jamaicans cost the rest of
Is it?
Yeah.
Ah, interesting. That is interesting.
This is the first thing.
Yeah, they hate all that. Remember, like like my co-host no behavior or pure little small island youths.
Okay, well now you say like that, it does sound like an insult. I would be, if I was Loons and Venus, I would be offended. That makes sense. Okay, that's interesting. Never knew that.
For those who don't know, Dominica is an island that's not large. And it's located.
Wow.
All right.
It's located in the Eastern Caribbean Sea. The official language is English. However, Dominican Creole, based on French, is widely spoken due to the French migration to the island starting from 1690. Also, Dominica is also known as the nature island of the Caribbean due to its lush scenery and varied flora and fauna. So Dominica is largely covered by rainforest, right? And is home to the world's second largest hot spring, Boiling Lake. I don't know if Brett can bring up a picture of Boiling Lake. And the first one, as in the largest, is the Frying Pan Lake in New Zealand. So this is only second to that. Dominica has the highest concentration of volcanoes in the world. Yeah, look at that. Boiling Lake.
Oh wow. But is it boiling where you can't get into it?
I'm not too sure.
Because that looks lit. You know the way women have showers? I have. That's the
Boiling.
temperature of my
Yeah.
water. That looks so lovely.
Yeah. It's a beautiful island.
Oh, they got mud masks on. Oh, you can definitely get in. This is my kind of vibe.
Yep, they have the highest concentration of volcanoes in the world as well. So they've got 9 active volcanoes. 9, right?
Active.
Active volcanoes. However, the eruptions are few and far between. So the last volcanic eruption was in 1997. But it's still considered active.
1997?
Yeah, it's still considered active though.
Okay.
But the last one was in 1997. The one before that was in 1880. Yeah, so, yeah. But, yeah. I guess under the surface, there's still certain things happening where it's still considered live. Dominica is home to a frog known as mountain chicken. Yes, mountain chicken.
Is this what? Is a home
Is home to a frog. There's a frog
called mountain chicken?
Mountain chicken, yeah. So the official name of the frog is
Kinda.
giant ditch frog, yeah. But locally it's known
This
as
is something else.
locally it's known as mountain chicken due to its size and the fact that it tastes like chicken. Apparently, yeah.
Everyone always says every funky meat tastes like chicken. It's a damn lie. What the hell?
There it is.
And why someone got a plate served up?
Yeah, man.
That's
And
a unit.
Are frogs that bad to eat?
I don't know, you know.
They eat
Never had
frog
frog
legs and
legs.
things. No, I'm not. Like there's certain things I haven't tried.
Frogs
But
are so
frog-
ugly, you know.
No.
Frogs are they're not
Oh.
like on the same level as the insects and thing, innit? That's more.
Why do you look like that?
Would you eat frog?
No.
Okay.
You
Why not?
snail?
No.
Why not?
Okay.
Because it looks disgusting.
Because you know some meats here, I think of the animal. When I'm,
Okay.
do you know what I mean? So that's my problem. Because even when I eat like beef and chicken and stuff, I can't think of the animal. It will put me off. It really puts me off. So that I'm definitely thinking, oh, stop it, ew. Oh, I couldn't. Nah. Have you ever eaten it? Have you eaten a frog?
I don't know. I
Frog legs?
don't think I've eaten. Snails a lot. Snails in Morocco. There's we eat a lot
Yeah,
of
I can't
snails.
have snail.
Yeah. I used to eat snails. Yeah, banged.
Yeah.
That's
Crazy.
slugs,
But it's
basically.
interesting that you
It's
guys
growing
have had
slugs.
that relation with it. Like you're like, oh, I can't eat snails because it looks ugly, or I can't eat frozen.
No, snails.
But
The
then with
concept
chicken-
just sounds
Yeah, but
disgusting to me.
Chicken. I don't associate chicken. Like
the
I don't-
animal with the food.
Yeah, I actually don't. Like to me, that's food.
But I feel like because of
It's
how
indoctrination. That's
I've never been indoctrinated because I see chicken as a normal animal. Everything else, I just think you're just being silly now. Like snail, that's not normal.
That's
Chicken,
not meat,
cow.
is it? Like snails
Yeah,
not
I
meat.
don't consider that like. It's not everyday like.
Nigerians
That's not my poultry. Like
poultry.
smell.
Yeah,
what would you like eat? Do you like eat swine?
Yes.
on occasion.
Well, Chris, you do as well.
Yeah, do you know?
Why?
Oh, he's disappointed. Look at the disappointment in
You
his
are
face.
sorry, love.
Why did you?
No, he's so disappointed.
I will proudly say I eat bacon, so I don't give a heck.
When did you let them do that to you?
Look, bacon is nice.
I'll pray for you. I'll pray for you.
Bacon is nice.
Bacon sandwich.
All right.
But yes, mountain chicken, like I said, it's only found in Dominica, by the way, and Montserrat.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but apparently there are now fewer than 100 wild frogs in Dominica, and only 2 in Montserrat.
100 species are just
Only
100.
2.
That's how it must be species.
Only 2 frogs.
Yeah. Imagine 100 wild frogs in Dominica. And
That has
only
to be the
2.
species,
It must be
surely.
It got to be
species.
species.
Yeah, it
Because
has
who
to be.
knows?
Because they're finished then. They're gone, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
If there's
And also,
100.
how do you know you're seeing the same 2 frogs? You might be seeing the same frog over and over again, or you might be seeing multiple. You just think it's 2.
Yeah, I guess
It's
so.
got to be 2 species.
Well, apparently, following the outbreak of a fungus, that wiped out nearly 90% of the frog population.
And that's why you don't eat frog.
There you go. Yeah,
Name of the
but the
fungus
giant
and stuff.
ditch frog, which again, the mountain chicken, is now a critically endangered species and it's protected. So I guess they probably don't eat it anymore. I guess, or maybe they kind of regulate how much is caught.
It's a
You know
delicacy.
what I'm saying? Yeah. Dominica was originally known as Wetikubuli. Yeah, so which means tall is her body.
Period.
Yeah, by the
Stallion.
by the Kalinago people who first settled there in the 14th century. It became known as Dominica because of Christopher Columbus, who again discovered people there, right? And this is because of the day that he sighted the land in 1493 on Sunday, which is Domingo, pardon me, in Latin.
Do you know how funny it is to say you discovered something that already existed?
You know why
And the
people do that
people.
best.
That's so funny.
Yeah. Dominica is home to the largest indigenous population in the East Caribbean. So those same people, the Kalinago people, there's about 3,000 of them still there in Dominica.
That's such a little number.
Yeah. Imagine, that's the largest indigenous population, in the East Caribbean. In 1838, Dominica became the first and only British colony in the Caribbean to have a black-controlled legislature. However, this was suspended in 1865 by the British.
What, 2 years?
No, it's like about
You said 1863?
1838.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. 2/3 of Dominica is covered in rainforest. And there's a river for every day of the year. Imagine, 365 different rivers in total in Dominica.
That's lit.
And the last thing I wanted to mention is that Dominica was the last Caribbean island colonized by the Europeans. And this is mainly because of the fierce resistance of the native Kalinago people.
That's sick,
Yeah,
man. You did well.
Yeah,
Oh, good fight,
100%.
boy.
Big up them, man.
So a bit more history. Christopher Columbus, again, first visited Dominica as early as 1493. But the native Kalinago people put up a fierce resistance against them, right, for centuries. In 1627, King Charles I attempted to put the Earl of Carlisle in charge of Dominica, but initial attempts failed. France claimed Dominica in 1635, but thanks to the efforts of local Caribbean communities, they failed to colonize the island also. Eventually, in 1660, Britain and France agreed to abandon Dominica. And then the French later returned and colonized the island from 1690s to 1763. The French imported enslaved people from West Africa to Dominica to then work on coffee plantations and things of that nature. Great Britain took possession in 1763 after the 7 Years' War, and it gradually established English as the official language. And then they gained independence and became a republic in 1978 on the 3rd of November. So yeah, big up Dominica. Let's get on to some of their notable dishes. So the first thing, obviously, the Caribbeans in the room will know callaloo. And this is considered their national dish.
Oh, is it? Yeah?
Mm-hmm. So for those who don't know, it's a rich and leafy soup. Well, it's made into a soup, I guess, which combines greens such as spinach and dasheen. Dasheen is a root vegetable. And then they mix in coconut milk as well. So yeah, so obviously callaloo, I guess soup is their national dish, not just the callaloo.
Used to?
As a kid.
Yeah.
When you're a kid, there's bare things you don't like when you're a kid, innit? You got to
Can
grow
we
up
see what it looks like,
and
please?
mature.
I
and shit.
didn't
looks
like,
like,
I love callaloo. I'm a proper West Indian.
Yeah, I eat callaloo now. I like callaloo. Again, told you I was a child. And I used to like red peas, kidney peas and things. I used to pick them out of my rice and peas.
So,
Can you
Brent,
imagine?
can we get callaloo on there?
Yes.
Callaloo's nice though.
Did you like it when you were younger?
Never had it when I was younger.
Huh?
I never had it when I was younger. We don't eat that back home. We have just spinach and stuff in it.
I'm looking at you and I'm thinking, which hope?
I was gonna say. I was literally gonna say this.
I'm trying to decide what he's talking about. Oh, okay. Looks nice. Is it meant to have the red stuff because it looks different?
You never had it?
No.
Oh, that's nice, man.
It's meant to have the red stuff in
You
it.
mean the pepper?
Scotch
Yeah.
Scotch bonnet.
So I mean, like, because you see the other one, the one next to it doesn't have any reds. So which is the traditional one?
No, you.
Or if
you
they
have-
just use green Scotch bonnet?
No. It's the pepper is just for flavor. You're not gonna yam the pepper. Unless
Oh,
it's
okay.
that you like to fire.
On your mouth.
Yeah.
I'm Nigerian. I live in Scotch bonnet. Okay, fair enough then. Looks nice. What do you eat that with?
Okay, so you can have it with green bananas,
Hard food, innit?
yeah, yams, all that type of stuff there. Cornmeal dumplings as well.
Okay.
Sometimes they put in like salted meats, crab, peppers, onions, and all that type of stuff. Enhance it and whatnot. Next thing, mountain chicken, of course. You know what I'm saying?
Was that frog?
Yep.
Yeah, that's the frog guy.
So what they do is they season the frog legs, and they kind of coat it in like flour, so they kind of batter it.
So like it's basically fried chicken.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Oh, frog strips. Sounds lit. I might try it then if you taste that chicken.
It would be like chicken wings, innit? Because the legs would be like
Yeah.
bent as well, innit?
Why do you do that?
I just don't even envision that having a lot of meat on it. Even I know
Yeah,
chicken
probably
wings,
not.
but
It's mostly just the top from the pictures that I've seen.
Is it?
No, but remember this is like different type of frog, you know.
Oh, yeah,
This
it's a
is
fat
head.
one.
oh, is it?
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
That's true. That's like a chicken thigh. Okay.
Yeah, and this actually used to be the national dish, but it was retired due to its its population. You know
Eat
what I'm
too
saying?
much.
Putting them endangered.
They got something called chatu water or chatu water, CHATOU, right? And this is the octopus-based soup,
Now they love to eat fancy over there.
and it consists of a mix of seasonal vegetables, dumplings, diced octopus, and basically everything combined in one pot.
Have you had octopus before?
Nah.
Bangs.
Done it?
Bangs.
I see why you're vegan. You've explored everything. You had to. You've conquered it all.
Bangs.
It's just like
It's like
squid.
calamari, yeah.
Yeah, I don't like
Oh,
calamari.
that's
Yeah.
good too much.
I like.
I've only
I
eaten that out of
calamari.
desperation.
It's
What?
okay.
Well, I was
find
Not
dying.
scampi.
So what do you eat? The tentacles?
Yeah, it's like
With the suction things in it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Delicious, man.
Is it, Brent?
Can we get a
Yes.
picture, please?
Octopus?
Never
No,
gonna
the
look like
chateau
water.
water. 'Cause that's octopus soup,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Chateau water.
Yeah.
CHATOU.
Chateau. Chateau water.
This might be inspired by the French.
Oh, okay.
Was it not nice?
Oh.
Oh, honey.
There you go.
It looks like it is. I mean, frogs.
It's the same as like
Octopus.
tapas.
Yeah, you see all that red?
Yeah, man.
That second picture, innit?
Yeah, I'm not eating octopus. I'll be honest with you.
I would never
I think
eat
you
that.
lot would like it. Oh, if you
Nah.
don't like calamari, you won't like.
No, calamari is just about okay. The size is okay, but when
Yo.
look how thick that thing is.
Yo.
Calamari is a bit
So
chewy.
disgusting. That's so disgusting.
Nah, when it's done correctly, calamari's.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
calamari.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
for
not
real.
calamari, babes.
I'm not calamari babes. I'm a prawn
calamari.
babe. That's as far. Prawn, lobster. Well, then again, lobster nearly took my life
The-
in
The
January. So.
scavengers of the sea.
Prawns.
Huh?
The scavengers of the sea.
That's all right.
I eat pork.
If you get the king prawns, yeah, prawns is
Prawns is light.
if you get the king prawns, you know.
Well, if you can eat this, or maybe don't eat this, you definitely may not eat this next one. And this is called agouti or agouti. So AGOUTI.
AGOUTI.
And these are. I'll wait for Brent to put it on the screen. AGOUTI.
Oh.
Okay.
Listen, What?
Rats.
Rodent.
Yeah, it's a large rodent. It's marinated and stewed. So let's not leave that part.
Do you know what's so crazy? Because when you go to the octopus, I was gonna ask like if they're a really rich nation, because these are dishes that I guess people will see as rich in certain other parts of the world. But this has answered my question.
That don't even look little. That's like the size of a house cat or something, isn't it?
Wait,
No, it's like hamsters.
You all eat this in Nigeria.
No, we don't.
What?
Okay, yeah, we do.
yeah, I was just about to say that. Yeah.
I forgot. But y'all don't. They do. I don't.
I
You
don't
eat
as
it?
well.
No. I never put on a stick, you know.
What's it called? Grass cutter.
No, Eragbe.
Yeah, but in English.
Yeah,
I think they call it.
oh yeah.
Is that what it's in English? I didn't even know that
Grass
was.
cutter. I think it is.
Oh, I thought it was bush rat in English.
Ain't it all part of the same family?
I think same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
If it's a rat, it's a rat. And they probably put it on a skewer and it's just
Everything, yeah.
flying high.
What's the difference to you?
Spread
lot,
out.
though? What's the difference if it's seasoned and it tastes
Nah,
nice
man,
objectively?
that is.
What's
this
the
is to bread-
difference?
Oh, it's even making me itch.
You see me,
is
yeah.
Mm.
I've had this conversation before. I think I'm crazy. Yeah, I feel like I'd consume most animals because I eat meat in it. If I knew that they was healthy, clean, fresh, and I prepared them and cooked them, I know they're gonna be banging. So I'd consume most animals, even like unconventional ones. You know what I'm saying? But insects and rodents is where I draw
Too
the
far.
line. Like,
too
what am
far.
I eating an insect or a rodent for?
Protein. Apparently,
Nah,
the
man, it's
protein
alright.
in
I'll have a
insects
protein
is
shake.
great.
I'll make up.
Apparently,
I'll make it up.
there was research that said
To me, that actually looks like a squirrel.
cockroach milk is
Cockroach milk.
bro. They released it and said it's highly nutritious. And if we switch to cockroach milk,
Where did they do this? Is this woke or joke?
someone released
No,
it.
is this woke or joke?
Do you know what it is about stuff like that though? I just think who was the first mug
Words.
that tried it and tested and said, "Oh guys, this is what I'm going to put you guys on."
But who was the first guy that impregnated a cow to keep him pregnant to make milk, to drink milk consistently? It's the
What
same
means
thing.
then?
Yeah, you
Impregnate.
need to say that properly.
Excuse me?
That sounded
It
like.
sounded like a
So
man
pigs-
had
so
sex with a
pigs-
cow.
So pigs, not pigs, sorry. Cows are artificially inseminated to stay pregnant to produce milk, right? So who was the first guy to think of that?
I'll be honest with you. I feel like back in the Garden of Eden, them cows was producing milk.
Just on the strap. Yeah.
I think the sin and the fall of man is how we started to inseminate things. Because I don't think Adam and all the things he has going on was sorting out cow's milk.
He wasn't drinking cow's milk. He was vegan.
That's true. No, okay.
He was.
that.
He was.
To be fair, there
Remember?
was a land flowing milk and
Bars.
honey. It was just milk from the tap. So
That was afterwards. Remember, this was like after Exodus and stuff. Well, they was planning to go there. But Adam and Eve,
they're
very healthy
vegetarian.
people. Yeah. You might imagine the sin was an apple. Imagine if it was bloody
Bacon.
You know what I'm saying? Oh my god,
We've definitely done out.
100%.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
But then what? So did you type in that? That's what you typed in.
Yeah, AGO.
But why didn't it come up in a stew?
I guess
I
it's the
think
name
that's
of the animal.
I think that's just the name of the animal. So what they do is they marinate and stew it in a curried sauce with plenty of vegetables, seasoning, garlic,
Favorite mug.
and Scotch bonnet.
Curried rodent. That's
So,
got
bro, do
your
you
name
mind?
all
Yeah,
over it, bro.
typing the
Like
same thing
curry
in,
That's why I said that.
but
That's what I
maybe
Yeah.
Dominica dish or something. I want to see it in a stew in the sauce that they speak of.
What, a guti?
Yes.
Yes, please.
And slowly prepared.
Maybe
to
curry
create-
dish
to
or
create
something.
A soft wild
Yeah,
meat
you have
stew.
to, Emmanuel, bro.
course
You're
it'll be
doing it
soft.
right, bro.
Yeah, has to
Come
be
on,
nice
it's only
and-
right
Oh,
way
it
to
even
eat
looks like rat's food. Oh, sorry. LOL, banter. I didn't mean that. I was joking. I was talking about something else. That's
Is that milk?
I think it's
Cockroach milk? Or?
It looks like coconut milk.
Okay.
the cockroach milk.
Shoot, a good thing, you know.
Big up the Dominican Republic. No, not sorry, wrong country. Big up the Dominica community that we have. If you have
You need to
any
realize that
love to you.
we kept the traditions that we had in Africa.
My friend? No, he didn't. Not entirely.
Of course we did.
It was
I'll
mixed
be
with a
honest
lot
with
of
you,
other stuff. This is why we don't eat the same thing.
Yeah, because I'll be honest, when we eat rats, when Nigerians eat rats, they eat it like a suya. They ain't curry and saucing up. They ain't got time to make it into a stew. We don't have time for all of that dramatics. We just have it like a
I've
suya.
never- yeah,
It's a
not a
snack.
stew.
Even better.
Excuse me?
Y'all just catch it, kill it, and put it on the stick.
Put it on a stick, baby.
That's the raw original
Skewer it.
version. That's what Brent's saying. You lot got the original version. We tried to spruce it up a little piece. You get what I'm saying? Made them more palatable.
And how's that working out for you?
I don't know. I ain't eating no goosey.
You got me cussing it on TDA. Yeah, man. That's lovely. I love that for them.
They got something else called.
I'm
I think it's
scared.
called Manicu.
Okay.
MAN.
Yeah.
You know this one, yeah? MANICOU.
Jenna,
Like,
what's
what's
this?
the surprise in this?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Oh,
Look at this.
Oh my gosh.
So
that's
like
like a
skunk.
ferret.
It's a possum.
Oh,
Ah.
Yeah.
It looks
is
like
that rodent? That's not rodent.
some over the
Are they
hedge.
rodent?
Possum,
That
it might
cartoon.
slightly be
No,
rolling
in America,
in.
they class them as rodents.
Oh, did you see that last picture?
Them Cajun
Just
man
they
be
be
eating-
going
through their trash.
Them
No,
Cajun
that's
man
a
be eating
raccoon.
possums though, innit?
I thought there's possums as well that do that.
I thought it was raccoon.
That do what? They
No,
go.
raccoons do, but they
possums
also
do.
get possums as
Yeah,
well.
possums do go
That as
through
well.
trash
Yeah, in
and stuff.
certain states.
So are they as? Yeah, that's mad aggressive. That's an aggressive animal. Right?
Yeah, they're very like
Yeah,
vicious.
raccoons don't fuck about.
Yeah, they're vicious. Like and
Oh, there it is.
Like the honey badger.
It's real mad. What's that one doing at the top? Sorry, that first one next to the curry goat or the oxtail stew. What? Like he's dancing. Like that's the main character one.
So that's what it looks like when it's
It's
stewed.
mad at you.
No, what the one to the left
One
is the one
is
it looks
when
like when it's stewed, yeah?
stewed.
That's it when it's stew. This is like oxtail.
Yeah.
You could have fooled me.
They can trick you, you know?
They can trick
You
you.
gotta stay
100%.
woke
I've
when
gotta
you're going
stay
out
woke.
there.
100%.
Marks, I've got to stay woke. I'm gonna start when I go to Caribbean. I'm gonna start asking where they're from. If they're in Jamaica, I don't want the food.
But you know when they tell you this, they'll be smiling. So they'll confuse you. Oh, it's just possum nice, you know. That's what they do.
That's crazy.
That's what they do.
But I know what possum
That's
is.
what they do. Fucking hell.
That's wild, you know.
Yeah, you know we're not politically correct. Yeah? Ain't got time for that.
Black History Month, right? Yeah, I agree.
Such an interesting. Lest we forget.
I know, right? Isn't it?
I never knew.
But yeah,
I'll be honest with you. I've got
had
passes.
this kind of dishes.
I ate a worm.
I'm actually quite
I've
surprised.
got hella passes.
Yeah, but it's their ancestors.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is it?
It's traditions passed
Is
down.
it, or is that what was available for them?
Nah, you lot too westernized, man.
that's what I was saying.
No,
yesterday.
not
Yeah.
First of all, if you're a vegan, so you need to be quiet. That's the most Western shit going on.
Exactly.
No,
If you're
actually, it's not.
Westernized.
Because
It's not.
isn't it? No, it's not. Because you got Ital in the
Yeah,
Caribbean.
you all made that
That's
up.
true.
That's the
plant-based,
yeah,
yeah.
100%, man.
Nah, I'm going
That's
back to my ancestors. Most hello.
I don't know Nigerian vegan traditionally. It couldn't be. Yeah, man.
But yeah, man, this particular thing, the manicure, right? They season it up, blend the local spices, and slowly cook it over a low fire or on a barbecue.
And the worst
Must
thing
be
is
hard
it
to
probably
beat then.
tastes nice.
Yeah.
To be totally
You just
fair.
can't think
to
you
be
got-
totally fair
It
to
will.
them.
Be,
It's
it
mind
will.
over
It
matter.
100%
100%.
will. But I would never find out.
I ain't
If I
eating possum.
if I wasn't plant based, I would eat all of this stuff except pork, because obviously that's just a different type.
Yeah, but I didn't say you're in possum, but you're not in pork.
No, it's different.
That's wild to me.
In my mind, it's different.
That's wild to me. I feel like possum carries rabies.
No, but the Bible didn't talk about possum.
Okay.
It talks about swine though.
In the Old Testament, Jesus came and cancelled all of that.
Didn't they say that this is gonna be something wild again. Didn't the scientists say that the
Doug
closest
and Brent turned
meat-
around.
What did he do? What did he do?
He said it's gonna be wild. He turned around like, okay.
And they said that meat-wise, texture-wise, apparently even taste-wise, they said pork is most similar to human meat. They had cannibalists try it and say, nah, this is more similar.
Probably
nice.
the skin and all that. Tattooists use pig skin to tattoo and all that because it's similar to
serious?
humans that and all that. But you know, I could imagine.
Oh gosh.
I could imagine human meat done right. You know,
Yo, right.
so-
Marks.
Yo.
Change the direction of your hat. Yeah. something ain't right. Something ain't right.
We're not doing this on Black
Damn.
History Month.
but like
No.
a fire though.
What?
No, you know.
But you won't eat bugs. All right, never mind.
What?
You won't eat bugs.
No way.
Okay, all right.
It's so funny how everyone's line is so different. It's so funny. Okay. Anyway.
Last one.
Oh,
This one's a lot
I'm
more.
nervous.
This one's a lot more.
why is there no
funny.
fish in the food?
Well,
Octopus.
this one.
Oh, is it? You're not doing this to me.
No, I'm not. Just, you make me laugh.
Octopuses are not fishes.
No, yeah, to me they're not either. But they're like
It's
sea
fish
creatures.
family. In the same way, like we're animals. Octopus is fish.
No, it's not.
No.
It hasn't got scales.
I would not class that in the fish family, octopus.
Why not?
It's a sea family.
Nah, there's
Little
a
fish,
there's a
little
certain
cousins and
They're
stuff.
not amphibians.
They ain't cousins.
Frogs are
Yo,
amphibians.
when 100% is not
Squid.
fish, but when
The
it is
squid.
that you have seafood, like you have octopus in there. When you
Yeah,
go for
yeah.
seafood
That's
Yeah, but
it's oct-
seafood.
Yeah.
But it's not in the fish
But
section.
this is when you say fish, I'm just assuming the thing in the sea, innit?
yes,
Nah.
but
So when you go to a restaurant,
I'm
yeah.
thinking of fish.
Yeah.
I'm not putting octopus in.
When you go in the restaurant, yeah, and the menu will have fish, then have seafood.
exactly
Seafood is where you get the prawns, all that kind of stuff.
All right, can you
Yes.
be a pescatarian and eat octopus?
Yes.
That's how I'm classifying.
Oh, okay. Fair.
Yeah.
So-
Learning a lot in this segment,
Because
boy.
when I'm having fish pepper soup, I'm not thinking I'm gonna get up to octopus.
No.
Boy. Seafood boiled, I guess octopus
Even if yeah,
leg could be in there.
it's never.
Are they
that's
called
never
legs? I don't
happened.
even know what they're called. I have to-
Tentacles.
Tentacles.
That's
Oh, that
terrible.
sounds
that's
too
another
close to
thing.
testicles. I can't eat
Tentacles, fish. Come on.
that. That's nasty. That's
So that's
just
too close to testicles.
Yeah, man. When you guys said it first time, I thought, that doesn't sound right. Yeah, definitely. Never eaten that. Ever.
Well, last thing is Dasheen. Dasheen Tonton with Sankoch. Pretty sure I'm butchering the pronunciation.
What is
But,
dasheen again, please?
I'm probably just everything, just dashing.
Nope.
Can you imagine?
Look at what dashing is.
Is it like a root? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Root
Oh, it's yam.
Okay.
They make
so it's yam.
I've seen people make fufu out of that, right?
It's a cocoa yam.
I've seen them blitz it up.
I've been craving cocoa yam for time now.
Is it the same thing?
I think so, yeah. I've definitely seen loads of videos of them. And they use what they call that Maggi mix or something.
We don't normally put Dasheen in fufu or stuff like that.
Yeah, but what do they eat it
But it's
with?
the same family though.
I've
That's
seen
now the-
someone eat with a goosey in there.
The same thing. You sure?
Possum.
I swear.
so.
Dash,
Yeah.
I swear.
Maybe.
I might be wrong, but they definitely boiled it, blitzed it, and then
But to be fair, they do make like fufu in the Caribbean, and it might be slightly different. So they
Yeah.
might
Dasheen
incorporate
is
that.
nice.
Yeah.
Because all maize, isn't it? Maize is maize is maize.
So yes, basically ginger peppers, coconut milk, onions, garlic, turmeric. They're all cooked together in a pan alongside codfish, saltfish, with herbs added to bring out all the flavors, man. So that's how they incorporate this into it.
sounds banging.
All right, so let's go.
Hold up. That is it.
Okay.
What that?
Dashing tun tun.
Also, avocado and thing.
I guess it's just an
I think
accompaniment.
it's curry, innit?
Yeah.
No, that plate there looks half
Oh.
decent.
No, it looks nice.
That's banging.
No, that one, the one I was going for.
The one with the
I need
avocado.
that.
Yeah, because I like avocado, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
I don't like avocado.
What's that
That
Akian
looks
thing?
nice.
That's too planted.
That
Yeah,
looks crazy.
that.
That looks nuts.
This
Give me 3 of them.
I like that spirit better.
You're such an egg.
So yeah, let's get into some notable people. Bashi.
Okay.
Okay.
Bashi, yeah,
Oh.
his father's Dominican apparently, yeah. Gabriel, Emma,
Union.
Dreams,
Really?
Oh,
yeah.
no Union child.
Legend.
21 Savage,
Where is he really from? He's from
21.
here, America. He's from everywhere.
Huh?
yeah, he's
We got him there.
Ophelia Marie, she's a singer. She's considered the first lady of Creole.
Love that.
Trisha Goddard, remember Trisha?
No.
Queen of daytime TV.
Yeah,
Bad hair
Trisha.
and thing.
Yeah.
So, Brent, can I get a
No.
picture?
You know
I think
her,
when you
see
see her, you
Excuse me,
know.
what are you saying? What are you guys talking about me over there? I don't even, do you know, I just, no, I'm not doing this today.
That's Trisha.
Have you guys spoken about her before?
But that's, I called it. What did I say?
Yeah,
That's
the wigs were.
Yeah, it's
That's
more like
still
a,
on.
it's like a wake up and go.
Yeah, what Bo Selector done to her career was nuts. Same as Craig David.
What was she doing? Is she from here?
Daytime TV. She was
Yeah,
like,
she's
oh,
daytime
Auntie
TV.
Ricky Lake.
Okay.
That
Yeah.
good ball.
Yeah, Bogle. Yeah, crazy.
Okay, pick up her.
Shaka.
That couldn't come out now, you know.
Okay.
Never.
That show was
Never.
crazy.
Crazy.
Who?
Same as Little
Shaka.
Britain on the airplane.
It says here a rapper, but I'm pretty sure it's Shaka the singer, right?
Yeah, Shaka's a singer slash rapper
he's not-
slash.
he's not
Oh,
rapper, is he?
singer. Yeah.
He's not a
Sorry.
rapper, yeah.
He's not a rapper.
Yeah, apparently he's Dominican as well.
Sick.
Asquith Xavier. This was an activist, and he became the first non-white train guard at Euston Station in London in 1966.
Big up him.
Sick.
You know what I mean, so he paved the way, man. Alwyn Bully, he was a designer of the Dominican flag, and he only just passed away, you know, on the 10th of March of this year. So big up Mr. Alwyn Bully.
Big up him.
Cecil Roll, Dominica's first national hero, was an activist and a father of Pan-Caribbeanism. And also Patricia Janet Scotland. She's the Baroness Scotland of Atholl, and she was the second Secretary General from the Caribbean. She trained as a lawyer, became the first black woman to be appointed a QC in 1991. At 35, she was also the youngest woman ever to be made a QC. She's the first black woman to be appointed Deputy High Court Judge. a recorder and master of Middle Temple. She joined the House of Lords in 1997 as Baroness Scotland of Astore, going on to serve as a minister in the Foreign Office, in the Home Office and the Lord Chancellor's Department. She undertook major reform of the criminal justice system, including the introduction of the Domestic Violence, Crime and Victims Act. She was appointed Attorney General in 2007 by Gordon Brown and is the first woman to hold the post since it was created in 1315.
Girl, like.
Mm-hmm. She also founded the Eliminate Domestic Violence Global Foundation in 2011. So big up, Miss Patricia Janet Scotland. And that's pretty much it for Dominica, man.
Okay.
Big up
Big
Dominica.
up them, man. Love that. Right, let's get into our first headlines.
All right, so I'm pretty sure, I think you guys may have heard this before, and this is basically a situation about a tube driver. So Transport for London has said that a tube driver who led a chant of Free Palestine on a London Underground train on Saturday has been suspended pending further investigation into the incident. The footage shared on social media, the driver appears to be leading the chant over the PA system, on a Central Line tube.
My guy.
Packed full of people heading to a pro-Palestine march in central London. Glyn Barton, who's TfL's chief operating officer, said on Monday that we have been urgently and thoroughly investigating the footage appearing to show a tube driver misusing the PA system and leading chants on the Central Line train on Saturday. A driver has now been identified and suspended whilst we continue to fully investigate the incident in line with our policies and procedures. The driver of the Central Line service said free, to which the passengers responded Palestine, which obviously is a popular chant protest. He also added that I hope you all have a blessed day, look after yourselves, keep all of those people in your prayers. Didn't sound too bad, to be fair, at all. Didn't sound bad at all.
I thought he was definitely going to get in trouble when I saw it. Of course.
Was he saying more than the free? Or was he saying Palestine?
No, he didn't say anything.
But he just,
He didn't say anything bad, but I just thought, you're not allowed to say that. And then especially the way people was moving on Twitter and stuff like that. You know, like when you stoke up them kind of fears, like I see people retweeting it, talking about, oh my God, imagine how scared any Jewish people on the train must have been and all that.
Shut up, man.
You know, when you start pushing that narrative and that, and I'm like,
Shut up, man.
whether he's wrong or right or whatever, just with like companies, they're gonna have to address this, innit? They're gonna have to be seen to do something.
But they're gonna do something in regards of misusing the PA, not of what he said. If they're gonna get him on anything, it'll be misusing the PA. Because I've seen videos of this this female tube operator who's talking about her son, and she was just busting joke over the PA. Same thing.
She wasn't in trouble for it.
No, of course she wasn't, because it's not such a dividing topic. She's just talking about a child, but this happened because a couple of people tweeted that they were uncomfortable. It's just stupid. It's dumb shit. But the TFL needs to look like they're doing something, especially when you're dealing with a company like TFL who aren't neutral on anything, which I think is rightly so, because they spread LGBT, they spread Windrush, they do designs and stuff about it, but then their staff can't say what they feel. He won't be done, man. He'll be fine. Nothing's gonna happen to him. We can say whatever we want. It's freedom of speech. He wasn't inciting violence. He wasn't saying anything to do with hurting people. He'd be blessed, man. They're just trying to save face.
Well, he told passengers that he wanted to attend the march, but he had to work before leading them in the chant. He said, although I can't be there, would you kindly join me as we proceed to Bond Street? To warm you guys up, here we go. Free. And then everyone was like, Palestine. On Monday, the Transport Secretary described the footage as disturbing. Mr. Harper, speaking to Sky News, said, I want to make sure that people across the country are secure, and those sorts of things will have been very concerning, particularly to people in the Jewish community, like you said. Next headline, and trigger warning here, guys. And according to Palestinian officials, more than 700 Palestinians were killed in overnight Israeli airstrikes on Gaza, which is the highest 24-hour death toll since Israeli assault began earlier this month.
How many did you say, sorry?
Obviously, apologize, people. Ramsey, he was overwhelmed with emotion, so he's left.
Brent, man.
Okay.
How many people did you say? I missed that, sorry.
700.
Shit.
700, yeah. The Israeli military said on Tuesday that it hit more than 400 Hamas targets and killed dozens of Hamas fighters in the attacks, and warned that it will take some time to achieve its aim of destroying the Palestinian group. The health ministry in Gaza, which is governed by Hamas, has said that at least 5,791 Palestinians, including 2,360 children, have been killed in the Israeli assaults. A total of 704 people were killed in the previous 24 hours alone. This according to the ministry. The ministry spokesperson Ashraf Al-Qidra said that it was the highest 24-hour number of deaths in the 2 weeks of Israeli bombing. The Israeli military said it killed 3 Hamas deputy commanders in the attacks. Witnesses and health officials said that many of the air raids hit residential buildings, some of them in southern Gaza, where Israel had told civilians to take shelter.
It's mad that they can openly do that, because basically, yeah, if this obviously their retaliation, that's how they feel, and they're openly saying that their aim is to wipe out Hamas, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're also openly saying that Hamas are hiding amongst civilians and civilians are harboring Hamas, and it's mixed up. So that's why there's the collateral damage here.
Mm-hmm.
But so they're saying that that's something that they know, but they're also saying their aim is to wipe them out.
Yeah.
So they're basically just saying they're going to wipe out everybody, because that means the civilians are going to get it as part of collateral damage. Like they're openly saying that, because that's the message that they push out there, and no one ain't saying nothing to them. That's kind of mad.
We're going to get into that in the topic of the day. But we'll get into it, because I want to ask, what do you expect them to do if they are trying to get rid of Hamas, because Hamas did what they did? How do you expect them to do that?
Not carpet bomb everybody, like. But I don't know. I'm not. Well, I'm a general, but I ain't got the.
Period.
I ain't got the answers. It needs to be more. It needs to be more intricate, more precise in their movements. You can't just take out civilians like that. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. Like, say for every 100 civilians you kill, you take out 2 Hamas operatives and all that. Them numbers are mad. That can't be the way forward. Surely.
Yeah.
I don't know. I ain't got the answers, but that sounds mad to me.
But you're
Welcome back.
Yeah, safe. In regards to how they should deal with it, you're dealing with a country that's getting sent $3 billion alone from America. Yeah? They've got that Iron Dome. What was that?
So you better stay there.
So
work out.
so you're dealing with a country who has one of the most advanced technology in regards to warfare, and they can't come up with a way to find Hamas. Instead, they're just deciding to bomb everyone indiscriminately. It's disgusting. They're doing it on purpose, and they're doing it. Everyone said just level it, just level Gaza. No one's saying nothing.
Even with all the other like terrorist organizations, like when they was doing the ISIS stuff and all that, when they was getting drones things and that, they was going for leaders and key members and stuff like that. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, if you take off the head, then the body will fail, kind of thing. Why can't they take that approach?
Because they don't see Palestinians as civilians. They don't see lives of Palestinian children, women, aunties, all these innocent people as people. They see them as animals.
How come they haven't identified like the leaders? Like when I don't obviously, like, if on the news I just see like Hamas and it's just Hamas and it's just everybody. How come I don't know who the leader is? Like, I have news it was like Bin Laden and like or this one or that one, like their generals or whatever. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, how come they don't identify the structure? Oh, so I don't know, but I don't see it.
Not fully, but I'm only saying that because they said recently that they've killed 3 high-ranking officials.
Okay.
Yeah, so they know certain people.
They haven't.
They haven't killed them or that.
No.
They haven't killed the officials.
From what Mark was saying, in contrast to what they did with ISIS or Al Qaeda, was they personified terrorism, right? So they personified one person. In that case, it was Bin Laden. So Bin Laden was the face of terrorism at that time.
This time Bin Laden was with them.
Yeah. Madness. So with Hamas, they're trying their best to conflate Hamas, which is a militant group, with Gaza, which is a place where people live, right? So a lot of people now in Western society conflate the two, and they don't understand that Gaza is a place with 2.2 million people, half of which are children, within a 141 square mile radius, yeah? So when they're bombing that, it's easy to hit everyone. So it's within Israel's interest to say Hamas, and not necessarily pinpoint leaders. Also, they failed to mention that it was Israel who funded Hamas in the beginning. It's all just nasty, man. It's disgusting, man. They're doing it on purpose.
I think it's a game of chess, to be honest with you. But we're going to get into that. We're going to get into that. This last headline is where we're going to start with the topic of the day, right? And this is about Israel calling on the UN chief to resign. So I'm not too sure if you guys have heard about this, but the UN chief, Antonio Guterres, has said that he's deeply concerned about the clear violations of international humanitarian law that we are witnessing in Gaza, right? Israel's ambassador to the UN, Gilad Erdan, has called on the UN Secretary General, Antonio Guterres, to resign after his remarks yesterday, saying the appalling attacks by Hamas inside of Israel on the 7th of October cannot justify the collective punishment of the Palestinian people. Things got pretty aggressive at the UN Secretary Council meeting at the UN headquarters in New York a little earlier after Guterres called for a ceasefire in Israel and Gaza and said that the attacks, and this is what basically caused this particular issue, he said that the attacks by Hamas on southern Israel on the 7th of October didn't happen in a vacuum and followed 56 years of suffocating occupation by the Palestinian people by Israel. When he said that, the next person to speak, in fact, let me just read the rest of the thingy. But Erdogan posted angrily on Twitter, demanding that Guterres resign immediately. So this is what he said. He said, the UN Secretary General, who shows understanding for the campaign of mass murder of children, women, and the elderly, is not fit to lead the UN. I call on him to resign immediately. There's no justification or point in talking to those who show compassion for the most terrible atrocities committed against the citizens of Israel and the Jewish people. There are simply no words. He further posted another furious condemnation of the Secretary General, calling him completely disconnected from the reality in our region, and that he views the massacre committed by Nazi Hamas terrorists in a distorted and immoral manner.
I irony of that statement.
And that's it for the headlines, but we're going to get into that in a minute.
All right, let's get into what you say in topic of the day.
All right, people. So topic of the day, like I said, is very much linked to the last headline. And this is basically an outsider's perspective. Because none of us here are Israeli. None of us are Palestinian, right? But we all have our opinions on what's going on over there. So this is going to be like an outsider's perspective. And the question pretty much is, will there ever be a solution? And what should that solution be? Of course, respectfully, we're just giving our outsider perspective. You know what I'm saying? We're not in the situation, you know what I'm saying? But from where we're standing, what does it look like? But I do want to start off with this previous headline where the UN Secretary General has basically said, look, I'm deeply concerned about humanitarian law being violated by the Israelis. And also to saying, like a lot of pro-Palestinian people have been saying, this didn't happen outside of a vacuum. It's obviously a reaction to something, right? And then Eli Cohen, who I believe is the foreign minister, a top ranking person anyway, for the Israeli government, he was upset. So he was playing recordings of people who were, I believe, hostages. He was showing pictures of people who have been killed, like children and all that type of stuff, at the UN meeting. And basically afterwards, like this other guy said, the ambassador to the UN, Gilad Erdan, he said, look, I'm calling for him to resign. So do you feel like he was taking a neutral approach, the UN Secretary General, when he said that? Or do you feel like he was showing some bias towards Palestine? And what do you think is proper for someone in his position?
So my only thing, whenever I'm asked about this problem, is to look at everything objectively, right? Mm-hmm. It's to look at the statistics and see exactly what's going on, right? So before they were even in war, the population, which is the most densely populated, or one of the most densely populated places on Earth, yeah? Mm-hmm. Someone called it hell on Earth, right? Mm. It had 59% of it was in poverty, yeah? 63% food insecure, 70% of the youth was unemployed, right? 90% of Gazans don't have access to clean drinking water, right? This is before it's even in war, right?
As in before 7th of October?
Before 7th of October, right? It's been blockaded since 2007, right? Mm-hmm. They don't have control in airspace, they don't have control with their roads, they don't have control of their land borders, nothing, right? Mm-hmm. So when you take all of just those few facts into account, and then you see the amount of people that die, it's hard for you not to objectively look at that and say, how are the occupiers the ones in defense or need defense, or the ones that need everyone's backing when they're getting backed billions and billions of dollars? how are they the ones that are in trouble? When this has been happening, it depends on your take in history, either between 50 to 75 years, right, of consistent oppression, apartheid, genocide, ethnic cleansing, all of this consistently happening. When you don't give people hope, they fall into the arms of groups like Hamas. It's natural.
Okay.
So, no, he wasn't being biased. He was stating facts. The former prime minister has just released a statement saying, we need you lot not to be objective. He said that in the interview. We need you lot to just look at Israel.
Former prime minister of where?
Of Israel.
Okay.
He
Said that to who?
said that in a press conference. We need the press to stop being objective
Okay.
and look at the statistics that Israel are releasing. Because when you lot are objective, it ultimately isn't on Israel's side. When have you ever heard anything like that? Ever?
I'll be honest with you. I've heard it a few times.
From countries?
No, from the Untouchables.
Yeah, all right, but this is exactly what I'm saying. So
It doesn't surprise me.
when you're really in conflict, when you're really dying, when people are really, you won't hear that. They'll just state facts.
Yeah.
My people are dying. This is what's happening. I've lost such and such and such. It's easy. You don't say, oh, actually, stifle this. Or when the lady got released by the hostage and she spudded the guy, she spudded her captor.
Yeah, they spun that.
That's mad.
Because 2 different news stations were showing 2 different
Exactly.
things. So I think on the American news stations, they were showing all leading questions.
Yep.
And then on the Al Jazeera side, they showed that her saying, they treated me well. And they asked her why, obviously they didn't show the part where they asked her why she high-fived the Hamas or whatever. And then they didn't show that part of it and answer her question. They said because they treated me well. So obviously it gets skewed.
So in saying all that, no, he was being objective, and that's all I ask people is to look at this and be objective. And to further yesterday's conversation in regards to what Mark said, there is stuff that you can do. You don't always have to go on march. There's movements that you can be a part of.
We'll come to that.
Yeah.
We'll come to that as like solutions and stuff, yeah. But the thing is, yeah, I hear what you guys what you're saying about the it not happening outside of a vacuum and stuff like this, right? But how does this help the Palestinian cause, right? If Hamas, because you call them a militant group, right? Some people call them terrorists, right? Of course, I've always believed that it depends on what side of the fence you're pretty much looking. Like people who were terrorists yesterday are bloody heroes today, depending on who wins the bloody war, right? But the reality is, from the 7th of October, a certain amount of people died, right? And it seemed to have come out of nowhere, right? And we kind of expect, or would you not expect, I should say, would you not expect Israel to retaliate?
No, you wouldn't expect Israel not to retaliate.
Okay.
That's it doesn't make sense.
And exactly. So if Israel is retaliating, right? Of course, I guess I'm assuming you're saying they should only attack Hamas.
Yes, they should do everything in their power not to break international law, as well as killing their own people.
As well as killing Israel's people, you're saying. Okay. If the other side, Hamas, for example, is, like Mark said earlier, using people as human shields, hiding amongst the civilians, right? How do you expect them to go about doing this?
Which is a rhetoric that Israel spreaded, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're hearing it on different news outlets. So.
It's what Israel spread. It doesn't matter. The
Okay,
Western news
so
media is
you don't
owned
think
by
it's true?
only a few people. No,
So
I don't
Hamas
think for the. Right, like I said, when it's densely populated, where else are they gonna go? Where's their home base, right?
It might not necessarily be. It might not necessarily be like a tactic. There's nowhere else to go.
exactly
Of course,
what
they're
I'm
going to be. There's no space. Where else are they going to be?
That's
If that
exactly what
makes
I'm saying.
sense.
So it's been spun. So
Okay.
So I believe it's within international law's interest to do everything you can to make sure civilian casualties are at the lowest. So when they're saying, oh, we gave them warning or we gave them this road to go on and they bombed it.
Yeah, I hear you. But I think the difficulty is, yeah, like you're saying, we all kind of expect Israel to retaliate. We all expect them to retaliate. And yes, you're talking about it being densely populated. But are they going to wait for people to start separating and moving to other places or whatever? You know what I'm saying?
No, I just don't expect them to use weapons that are illegal. I don't expect them to use white phosphorus. I don't expect them to bomb indiscriminately. I don't expect them to bomb hospitals,
The white phosphorus
churches.
thing, is that true though?
Yeah, that's true.
No, because we heard we've heard from different outlets that that's not true.
Oh yeah.
That might be an older footage of some other event.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
No, that's true.
How do you know?
All right.
They use illegal weapons on other countries as well.
Yeah. So since we're talking facts, yeah.
Yes, of
Since you
course.
we're talking about no one helps the black plight and that. When were Palestinians racist to black people?
It's happened before. Black people, black Palestine. Are you sure you want to do this?
100% I want to do this. 100%.
Are you saying they've never been racist to black people?
No,
ever?
I'm saying racism exists in every single country.
All right, then.
But for you
That's
to
what we're talking
single
about.
out Palestinians.
No one's singling out.
No one's singling them out.
Anti-blackness is global. Let's
That's
be
true.
clear.
That's 100%
So it's not
true.
singled out at
But
all.
to use that as, but why do we care so much? It's crazy to me.
That's because you're not black and you don't relate to those black people like we would.
So if someone was racist towards me,
Yeah.
I think they deserve what they're getting, or at least we shouldn't show compassion and help.
That depends on how you view that racism. I can't tell you how to react. In the same way you're saying everyone should kind of understand Hamas.
So on the
how they
basis
reacted.
that racism exists in every single place, every single country, that should be used as a.
As a what? We should be used to it.
No, I'm saying
do
you
you
lot are saying now, but because every country's racist, it automatically makes Palestinian racist. What? That's not.
No. I'm not saying that. Let's
Doesn't
be
make
clear.
sense.
If this was the other flip side, I would have the same energy for. I have the same energy
For Israel, and we
I'm
said
not-
that yesterday.
Exactly. I'm not for Israel either. Let's be clear, because they are also racist.
Because you got a brain.
They're highly
Yeah,
racist.
yeah.
So that's.
But
I
then-
would have
but-
the same energy.
But there's been examples of them being racist, right? So there's been videos of them showing and demonstrating how racist they are. But what I'm saying, you can't find one.
Yeah, but
in Palestine.
Afro-Palestinians, are they treated well in Palestine?
Yes.
Are you sure about that?
Unless I am sure, Christy, unless my man in the other war fatigue wants to get examples, which I gave you since yesterday, since we're being real, to bring me, and you still ain't brought me nothing, then no, they are treated well.
Okay.
100%.
By contrast, Ali Jidda, right? So Ali Jidda is somebody who kind of represents was interviewed and represents the Afro-Palestinians. He was a tour guide. And he's speaking about his experience or whatever as a black Palestinian. He stated, personally, he hasn't experienced prejudice over his skin color from Palestinian Arabs, right? Claiming Afro-Palestinians enjoy a special status, right? Hold on, sorry. For their contributions to the Palestinian struggle. However, so I'm giving two sides, I'm being fair, right? However, sorry, where is it? One sec.
I got one.
Who
I know you
lived-
got one. I'm so happy.
yeah, 100%.
No, I'm so happy. I'm so happy.
I'm gonna find it, yeah.
Read
Areas. I
it.
don't know
Read
what you
it.
guys are doing.
No, I'm finding it.
No, read it.
Okay, cool.
Read that.
So
read that.
the African
Go and
Palestinians.
read it.
Brent's gonna read his example.
No, he's got it up. He's got it up on the screen.
Okay, cool.
That's just the
He's got
headline.
a
That's just the
That's
headline.
title.
Okay, cool.
Read it.
What you're doing.
Read it.
I want to hear what Donnie said.
This is why
let me-
I didn't want to go into it, because I know that in most areas of life, right, black people are sitting at the bottom of the totem pole.
Yes.
I
that's a
just
fact.
know that. So this is why I was like, are you sure? Right. Anyway,
However, let me preface everything you're about to say.
There we go.
To bring up the fact that there's racism that exists in the world,
yes.
in a time where people are getting killed, it's genocide, right? Is nasty. That's a nasty point, right? You're saying racism exists everywhere, and I read the article that Brent's put up there. She leads on to say that 4 IDF members kicked her and put her in prison for, I think, 13 hours while she was on her period, and refused to let her go toilet. She says that she was treated as a child differently because she was black, because the kids didn't understand black skin. But that article just put up there, that E-Man got gassed about, is not about Palestinians, it's about Israel again.
I got gassed about what?
No, Brent was busting up. He was like,
No,
I
we
just
said
found
that
one.
E-Man got
But
gassed
it's
about.
got nothing to do with racism in Palestine.
Okay, again. This is what I didn't want us to focus on that part, right? But obviously, you just said that you gave me to
Because I was on a call yesterday, but I couldn't.
You told me. I told you yesterday.
but-
give me evidence, right?
No, I'll.
So let me read, right?
finish
So the
your
African Palestinians who now live in the 2 compounds near Al-Aqsa Mosque have called the area home since 1930. They have experienced prejudice, with some Palestinian Arabs referring to them as slaves, Abid, and to their neighborhood as slaves' prison, Habs al-Abid. And their color has led to objections against them marrying Palestinians with lighter skin. This is an example.
Well, even in this article, you said that you didn't find any references to racism.
No, I said...
This is in Palestine when she was growing up.
Yes, she said as a child, the kids would look at her and say, why is your skin dark?
So what did you just tell me just now?
I said there wasn't that the headline for that is misleading. It makes it seem like Palestinians are racist as a whole, right? That was the example I needed to say that they're not.
But who's ever going to say any particular people is racist as a whole? You may say a lot of them, majority or whatever, but no one's saying every white person or every
And
British person is racist. That's not fair.
I'm not saying because there's racism in Palestine that they should not. This what is happening. I don't feel a thing. That's not what I said. I don't know where you heard that.
Okay.
No one
I
has
don't know,
said
'cause I
that.
didn't say that yesterday.
That's why we had the conversation yesterday,
No,
and that
but I
was
said
at
to
least
you.
what I gathered from the conversation.
No.
But this room is pro-Palestinian. I don't know.
No, I know that. I
what
know
you
that. I know
think.
that.
Let's be clear.
But Christy, when you said Nana, but you know what? Like I see it all the time, and no one cared when this happened.
Yeah,
no one
and
cared.
that's a fact.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm entitled to feel that way.
No, you
As
are.
a black person,
But
I'm entitled to feel
conflate
that way.
the two with
No, I wasn't conflating the two.
That's what I thought.
No, I'm not conflating. I'm just saying, when it comes to certain issues, they are not brought to the. They're not brought to the forefront.
Black
at all.
people.
Getting black.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
at the bottom of the totem pole.
Yep.
My issue is there are certain people right now rallying black people and saying, why aren't you doing something because you've been through the oppression? I don't think that's fair.
Okay.
Because when we want people to rally for us, no one don't answer the bird call. And to be honest, I don't even care if they don't answer the bird call, because to me, we need to save ourselves anyway. So that's even a separate point. But I'm just saying, don't put pressure on me, because as a black person to come and, because I feel like we get that label a lot. Oh, come and rally. When it was to stop the Asian hate, come and rally. Everything gets done. But for us, it don't get done.
The Asian rally was different. Talking about the one in America.
Yeah, like I'm just using it as examples.
Okay.
I'm just saying, when there's certain things that are happening to others, there will be a bird call for black people at collective to say stop the oppression, because you've been through this oppression. So therefore, you should speak on it more. You should think. I don't think that shouldn't be put upon. That's the point I'm trying to make. Don't put that upon me. And that's not to say I don't have compassion, because I actually do. When the headline of the UN and stuff, what he said was fact. I don't disagree with that at all. It's an actual fact. What they're doing is an actual fact.
Pete, I can see.
Sorry, is there a caller?
Oh yeah. Good
Hello?
morning,
Yeah.
caller. Good morning, caller.
So, morning. I just wanted to finish our point. I didn't want to interrupt.
Oh, go on. How are you?
But
You right?
morning all. Good, thank you yourselves.
Yeah, all good, thanks.
I'm not good.
Who are we speaking to? Why you not good, bro?
Ren.
His name's Rain.
Ren,
Ren.
R-E-N.
Cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
good morning.
I wanted to ask, E-Man, when he does this devil advocates thing, yeah, is this you, or is this actual your
Ego.
feeling, or are you doing this just to present another side to the argument? Because sometimes what I feel like is it feels like respectability politics, where it's just like, oh, well, we have to show the other side of things. And sometimes it's just like, do you know what? Yeah, wrong is wrong. I'm not trying to hear the other side of what's wrong. And even with the digressing of, asking black people about that, black people have to help out this, that, and the third. Don't get me wrong. I do not like that. However, what people also need to realize is, like the saying goes, what happens to the least of us can happen to the most of us. So when people are arguing about like certain things that shouldn't be happening to Palestine, it's not out of, oh, well, if it's not happening to us, we shouldn't care. You should care, because what's scary is seeing some of the propaganda that's been heaped on. And if they get away, well, whoever they are, if they get away with this now, that means at some point it can happen to another African country. Do you know what I'm saying?
I heard you.
So then to act like it's not our problem is an issue, because it's more of a thing of, if a state can get away with doing this to one country, that means when that state wants to then face your country, it's going to be an issue, because we've let it go before. Do you get what I'm saying?
I fully get what
So
you're
that's
saying.
why I'm trying to figure out, when you're doing this devil advocate thing, is it you that's posing a devil's advocate for the sake of programming, or is this how you feel?
It depends on the situation. A lot of the time, I don't believe that particular viewpoint, but I feel like it's important for people.
Okay, fair.
I feel like it's important for a lot of people who are listening to at least hear from both sides, because we've all seen what happens when the media takes a particular side. Everyone's swayed. You know what I'm saying? And it would be very easy for us to all be here talking about pro-Palestine, this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? again, there's been times here when I think we've spoken about the certain viewpoints anyway, like from a Jewish perspective, and I'm also bigging up the pro-Palestinian plight. You know what I'm saying? Because again, I just feel like everyone needs to hear both sides of the argument.
It's necessary for a balanced conversation, isn't it?
Yeah.
And whether people are vocal about it or not, you shouldn't be surprised to think that there's people that's watching this that don't agree with what we're saying, that are on the other side.
You see in the chat.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? So there needs to be both sides of things, and especially with stuff like this, with what's going on here, because something that I kind of find is like there's victims of this, on both sides. There's casualties on both sides. Kids, innocent people dying on both sides, innit? The regime,
for sure,
of Israel, that we have the disdain towards and stuff like that. They're the ones that's responsible for this, But the civilians and the people are just normal people like us. You know what I'm trying to say? So you're powering them with the same brush. They're not in control. They're not making the decisions, innit? So I feel like you have to have. That's why I said the powers kind of. You have to look at it.
Remember, I never argued. So go on.
So in saying that, then low key, you kind of what's the word I'm looking for? You contradicted yourself.
Maybe a little bit, but
because you said we need to see both sides, right?
Not see both sides, but you need to, if you're having a conversation, hear from both sides.
That's true. But you said that and then said that the enemy is one. So we looked at all objectively because we can't. Let's not conflate Jewish people with Zionists. Yeah,
that's
not
exactly
all
what
Jewish people are Zionists, but all Zionists claim to be Jewish, right? So I 100% agree with everything you said, but I feel like this is one of the times in history, if not as well as slavery back in 1619, in which you cannot see the other side, right? You cannot.
That's not true.
Hold on.
Nah,
you cannot,
that's crazy.
Now you're chatting shit. You cannot see Zionism and what they've done with the Balfour Declaration, the way they killed off people. You cannot see the current fascist right-wing government in Israel and go, but you know what? Let's see their side.
We're not talking about the government. I was talking about civilians and the people.
But they're the number one, right? They're the enemy, right?
We're talking about the government. I'm not talking about the civilians. Civilians dying on both sides is wrong.
This is not how it's Sorry, caller. When two people are talking, the people listening, they're not hearing anything. Right? So you're quote unquote whispering to Margs. You're not whispering, they're hearing it as you are talking like the guy is talking. Do you understand? The guy's calling, let him say his points, and then we can do this properly.
Yes.
Please, thank you.
So who's speaking now, please?
You're
right. Thank you. No, so what I was saying is, as opposed to, I'm not talking from the civilian side, because civilians down on either side is wrong. But it's like the guest said earlier on, you've got a sophisticated system enough that you can work with the Palestinians to get Hamas directly. You do not need to go for the civilians. So sometimes when you're making these devil's advocates, it's inconsiderate. You're saying, obviously, we've got to consider the civilians on the Israeli side, but those arguments are sometimes inconsiderate of the Palestinian civilians, because it's just like there's no justification for it. The same way in regards to apartheid in South Africa. I'm not trying to hear, so what would make you want to, take over them South Africans, and, do you in your heart of heart want to go through justifications for that?
I don't think there's no other side in apartheid. This Africa, there's white people there. What the hell are they even doing there?
But that's the point.
There's no other side to hear from.
We're not arguing. We're all saying the same point.
No, but we're not though, because what Ren and you're saying basically is that it's exactly the same parallel as apartheid. White people are not native to nowhere in Africa. The Jewish people are claiming, they believe to be native to that land. Do you understand what I'm saying? They claim that. So if you go back in history, you will see that there was a Jewish presence.
Yeah,
right?
2%.
No, you're going back to when are you going back to?
I'm going back to 1948.
Why are we going back there? Why don't we go to
that's where it started. That's where it started. That's where the Balfour Declaration got done.
No, that's not where it
They've been war in
started.
that region for 1,000 years.
It's been, so you can't start where you want to start.
No, it was mostly peace. It was nowhere near as bad as it was until
we're not talking about how bad it was. We're talking about the presence of people there. Where was the Bible written? Where did Jesus Christ grow up? Jesus was a Jew.
Let's not bring religion into this.
No, is it right to bring the Bible in? Is it right to bring the Bible in though if everyone doesn't reside to that religion? Because then to bring the Bible in is like, you can say that, but then if I don't believe in the Bible, how can you then say that's them pushing that religion onto me
100%,
and I'm
Ren,
not chosen
right?
to?
But Ren, the thing is, I'm not bringing up the Bible again. I say this on the show all the time. I don't want to deal with belief and religion here, right? Even though I may have my belief in religion, forget all of that, right? But I bring up Jesus Christ because the Bible, but not just the Bible, outside of the Bible, there are sources that show Jewish people there. So even if you don't believe Jesus existed, right? There was a Sanhedrin there. There were Pharisees there. There were Sadducees
we're not
there.
arguing
There
that,
were
though.
zealots. No, but they're all Jewish.
We're not arguing that though.
No, but you're saying
No, we're not arguing that point.
no, you have to be, because you're saying, I'll tell you why. Because what you're saying to me is similar to apartheid. There was no white people.
I said similar. I never said the same. I said similar, not the same.
Yeah, but I'm trying to show you
I'm talking
where the difference is.
No. But you're arguing a point. I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing. I never said it's directly the same. I'm saying it's similar in that, in regards to, there is a regime that is trying to take over
I agree.
a certain area and killing off civilians. That is what I'm making a comparison to. So what you're saying then, I'm not arguing that.
Okay, Red.
Whether there's people that were indigenous to that land before, fair enough. But in the resolution that should come now, it shouldn't have to be at the fate of civilians, is what I'm saying.
100%.
And therefore, I'm saying there's a ruthless regime in place right now. Yeah. Because there's many. This is why I can't say Jews, because there's many Jews that don't even like what's going on right now.
That's true. That's facts.
There are many Jews that are against what is happening because they also know whether that land belongs to, person A or person B. Guess what? There's a better way to do this other than exterminating one. Because in honesty, is this really a war, or how can it be a war if like one side is getting down on the ops this much? And it's not even getting down on the ops. You are literally killing civilians. You're not even making an effort to get who you're supposed to get.
And that's not even bringing up the settlers as well. That's not bringing up the settlers. That's not bringing up the people that are displaced.
The thing is, I agree. Again, we're going to get into that, right? We'll definitely speak about that. But the reason why I mentioned the apartheid thing, I understand what you're talking about when you're talking about the regime. But like Margs rightly said, right, you're comparing people who have come from some next place, come to Africa.
No,
not you, Ren.
Words in my mouth.
Ren. I'm not talking about you. Remember, right? Ramsey said it started Palestinians 90-something%. And I'm saying you can't start the history from there. You can't start from the Balfour Declaration. It's not fair. That's the only.
Two issues.
No.
You are. You are. You're conflating two issues.
You're conflating two issues.
You just said you're starting from the Balfour Declaration.
Yes, because that's where I was starting. Yes, because that's when the influx.
Not you, Ren.
That's when the influx of people came over. Yeah, that's when powers that be decided. Yeah. Instead of Uganda and the other place, it was going to be Palestine, right?
Yes.
That's when everything started. That's when the conflict started. That's when people started to get killed. That's when the war got started, right? That's why I start there.
The reason why I'm saying that is because, again, these people, the Jewish people, right? Again, my personal views is I'm putting that separate, but the Jewish people are claiming that as their homeland, and I'm saying they claim it not because of no 1917, 1919 situations. They're doing this because of thousands of years.
Zionism.
Why is it Zionism?
I think that because Zionism. That's what we're saying. As in the same way. Remember, we are separating the Jewish civilians, and the powers that be that are committing this regime. Because guess what? Even the people that might be claiming the land are saying they do not want it this way. That is the point I'm arguing. I'm not arguing about who the land should belong to. That I'm not educated enough on that. Okay. But what I can see with my eyes is that, like, there's war crimes that are being committed that are not being halted. Yes. That is my issue. And on that side of war crimes being committed, I am saying there is no need for, let me see, but we can argue the other side. I'm saying no. Sometimes there's all that respectability politics of, but what about this? What about that? No, because the moment you start committing hella war crimes, and the other side is literally incapable, guess what? Like I mentioned before, is it even a war anymore? Or are you just beating up on someone smaller? And what's scary for me is if they can do that to one state, once again, God forbid France or anybody else, any other colonizer state decides to get froggy and think that they can do that to an African country. I do not want it to be a precedent where other countries can be like, so Swear down they can do that.
Luckily enough that the borders have been drawn up and the countries are there, and I don't think there's a large group of displaced people who don't have any land, because we've watched this play out before already, and it's like and everybody's watching it and they don't understand what's going on here. This land grab ain't gonna stop. You know what I'm trying to say? As long as they're, especially if they're being supported by America and by England and everybody else, you know what I'm trying to say? It's not gonna stop. So I've said this before. We're just watching this play out in real time. The end result of this is the Palestinians being gone, so Israel can have their country. We've seen it before. Watch America do it to the native Indians. We've seen it happen in Australia. It's just at a different time now, and obviously with social media and us having access to the news and people having access to the voices, this is why it's come across so different. And maybe if the public here can drum up enough noise and enough things to make the American government or the English government change their mind and pull back their support, then that's the only way. But if they don't and they stand firm in their support of what they're doing, the end result is going to be Israel getting the whole country. We've seen this. This is nothing new. It just happened. It's just the times that it's happening in. It's not even a war. It's just a land grab. They want their place, innit?
The reason I say Zionism,
Yes, I understand.
is because they believe that is theirs, right? They claim that land to be theirs.
Yeah.
In the Torah, Jewish people are nomads, right?
Yeah.
So it is Zionism. That's why I said it's Zionism. But back to Ren's original question before we went mad, is that Iman doesn't believe, when he's playing devil advocate, he's not doing it because he's an actual devil. He's doing it to play both sides. He's doing it to play both sides as
people need to hear both sides.
Of course, you have to see. But my point after that was that there can't be both sides in this. Obviously, there always will be technically, but objectively, when you're looking at it morally, the other side is automatically wrong.
Can I say something in response to that, right? The reason why I'm saying I don't think you can necessarily say that is because of where you decide to start the argument from. If you're starting it from this 7th October situation and the Israel violating humanitarian law, I agree with what you're saying. They are doing things which is wrong.
Israel has been violating international law for decades.
I understand what you're saying.
I think that's what's scary for me, because at what point will it become a thing of like, what was it Niger or someone else where they basically resisted France and said, you know what, you lot can kick rocks to get out of our country. Yeah. Was it Niger?
Niger.
Niger, thank you for correcting me. I don't want a situation where France tries to come back on the thing of, well, you lot still owe us the debt, so we're gonna come and ruin your country until we get our money back. Yeah. And then because of the president that's been set now with all these wartime violations and nothing's happening, I don't want France to then get ideas and think, swear down you lot ain't gonna do nothing if Palestine get violated like that. All right, cool. We got an issue here. We're gonna violate it as well. Yeah. And then I don't want it to just be a case of, I hear what Marx is saying is that they're seeing certain things in real time. But if all of these civilizations want to act like they're better than that or what they was before, then act like it. Then we got to hold them to account. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so a lot of these arguments that I'm hearing, I'm going to be honest, I'm not educated enough in regards to like the history of Palestine, this, that, and that. I'm specifically talking about the war crimes that are being committed and why they're not being upheld. Because guess what? If you're just going to say, right, you're committing that crime, you know, like you ain't just watching them commit it and then you're not going to do nothing. So what's the point in the law then?
No, you're right.
Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. That's my main thing. I just need to see some form of sanction happen before any Palestinians get wiped out, for the simple fact that we claim to be a better civilization now. We claim to have learned from, discretions from the past. But then if it happens again, what's that to stop happening from our homeland? What's that to stop it from, one country saying, bruh, I don't really like how much debt you lot haven't paid us back. Let's ransack you for more than they already are without sanction. Yeah, that's just my view on it.
No, you're 100% right. I think the only thing that I would say in response to that is kind of like what I think me and Chrissy was saying yesterday, is that I believe anyway, these countries like France especially, they've been violating human rights from day dot in these African nations. Of course. And people ain't been saying nothing. And that's the issue, right? And again, I don't want to conflate the thing. I don't want to conflate and say, because
you're right.
You know what I'm saying?
You're not conflating. You're saying, you're pointing one atrocity to another.
This is it. You know what I'm saying?
I think, do you know what it is? It's kind of like the whole, like, when they compare racism in other countries where they say, like, UK is very covert and then other places are overt. And unfortunately for Africans right now, because a lot of these countries are covertly doing this, is bad. Whereas you can say that Israel state right now is overtly doing it to Palestine.
Yeah.
So I'm saying if it gets to a point where other countries get more brazen to be more overt, is it not scary that there's not many things in place to stop them from being more overt? Because covertly, you're already hurting us.
Yeah.
But overtly is almost like being in a fight and then you're not allowed to do nothing, but covertly the person's allowed to punch you.
Yeah.
But then if he goes overtly, it's like, yo, you can use your knees, your elbows, go full MMA and beat someone up. And I'm saying, what sanction? I want to know, is there a way to stop people overtly doing stuff? Because covertly, people are always going to be on a fuckery. That's life. But overtly, there has to be a certain line where everyone needs to toe, where it's just like, you cannot do this overtly, point blank, period. And that's where I'm arguing it from.
Okay, I fully hear you and respect
I agree with that point.
Yeah, 100%. My question, I guess, would be to you and to you guys as well in the room, yeah. Do you feel like that is kind of changing now? Because I feel as though a lot of the world are kind of against what Israel's doing. I could be wrong in it. But
Being against having the power to stop it is different, though.
Yeah, 100%. But it starts somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
The polls have shown.
Yeah.
America's poll said, I think it was like 69% say they're against it. I think here it was higher.
There you go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it shows, obviously it starts there, but I feel like Israel kind of went too far. Typically, everyone just bows to Israel, right? But I think they went too far with this. And now it seems like a lot of the world is kind of against Israel's stance. So, with that being said, do you feel like this could go in that positive direction of basically making Israel stop?
No, because they're probably because the state is all well and good having the intentions of wanting things to stop, but having the intentions and having actionable things to actually stop it is two different things.
You don't think something stopped already? Because remember, sorry to cut you off.
No. Go ahead.
So when I say stopped already, I don't mean entirely. I just mean in terms of remember the plans that Netanyahu had when this first happened. He's kind of, this may sound wild me saying this, but he's kind of watered it down a bit. Because he wanted to really go ham, you know what I'm saying? And it seemed like people were speaking to him, speaking sense to him. Look, yo, ease up, you know what I'm saying? So it could have been worse.
Let me also preface what you just said.
Yeah.
Because, I get how you could say it sounds crazy. 6,000 bombs in the space equates to like a bomb dropped every 15 minutes, right?
Crazy.
That's still disgusting.
100%.
But I get what you're saying. He definitely would have done
to go
way more.
He wanted to go, crazy.
But it's still crazy, and that's what I mean. Because I don't want another one to call up and say,
it's the same way as like, at what point in South Africa did the apartheid stop? Because it wasn't just the intentions of like people around the world of being like, oh, rah, look what's happening in South Africa, it's bad. It's like, no, there actually has to be some resistance.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
There's resistance and fighting going on over there, and there's a lot of pressure from around the world of people. You see, like over here, there would have to be, you've got to put pressure on, who are the two biggest, probably say England and America.
Yeah.
The citizens of England and America have to put enough pressure on their leaders, to make that change. As it stands right now, Rishi Sunak is standing by Israel, and he's not going to think. We've got an elections coming up. If they was under the impression that their support for Israel, was going to put the stain amongst the people and affect their chance of winning their election, they might walk back off it, or something like that. Like, you know, like there needs to be some kind of jeopardy there, or because if there's not, they're going to stand by them, and as long as they stand by them, they can do what they want, innit?
100%.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Exactly.
They kind of made Keir Starmer had to walk back something he said the other day.
Well, he didn't walk anything back.
Lammy.
But he's
Lammy's a
small,
waste man as well.
I see Lammy say something brazen.
Lammy said, let me answer this. He said, they asked him a question whether they were committing war crimes, and he said they have a right to defend itself, but let me take care of my career because I want to be Home Secretary, as opposed to being objective. So David Lammy can suck his mum and so can Keir Starmer, as well as Rishi Sunak.
You know what the thing is? I don't even blame them. I don't even blame them for saying that, because I understand everyone's selfish. It's just more brazen that certain things where it's just like, you don't have to share everything. No. I'm saying humans are going to be pieces of shit.
Yeah.
But have some class. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
David Lammy,
it's true. It's like, have some class. I don't expect him to be no decent person. I don't expect none of them to be decent people.
Yeah.
But brother, conduct yourself in a decent way is the minimum we could expect of you. Do you get what I'm saying?
True. And he's not going to say,
if you're going to act like that, then the government's not going to change because people are going to be like, listen, Rishi's a slimy person, but at least at times anyway, he knows when to be like, what, do you know what? Let me play both sides just to get the people on my side a bit. But Keir Starmer is kind of like, you dumb idiot, bro.
Yeah. Exactly.
How are you meant to make change and you don't even know how to like, do you get what I'm saying?
He had a slam dunk.
Act like
He had a slam dunk as well. All he had to say.
Man scored her own basket. Can you imagine?
All he had to say was, I condemn Hamas and what they done was an atrocity. However, don't kill Palestinian civilians. Done.
Simple.
Done.
Simple job. I've been telling you this guy is incompetent.
Listen, man, this is going a whole other way. So let me leave you guys to anyway. Thank you for
appreciate the call, man.
Tuning in, man.
You're gonna start you need to call in some more.
Yeah, call in more, man.
I know, right? Good vibes.
Much appreciated. Shalu. Peace.
All right. So, in fact, 1 second.
I apologize for Ramsey, Zizi's brother, derailing the conversation.
Derailing it to what?
Call back from yesterday.
Innit?
Oh yeah. I had to.
I was
blindsided.
I was
Nah, I had to.
I had to sit up. I had to sit up. I said, what are we doing
I
here?
had to. But it was good because there might have been other people that misunderstood you, same as I did.
I can't lie, I didn't care. I'm sorry.
That'll do it.
I did not care.
Not care about what? Because you are.
I don't know.
No. Hold on. You say you didn't care, but you articulated yourself, so you did care. So you're capping.
But that's because it.
So what do you mean?
But if you didn't, I didn't care about the
But that's
misunderstanding.
irrelevant. Oh, what didn't you care about?
You saying that people would have misunderstood.
But if you didn't care, you wouldn't have articulated
that's
yourself.
because you brought it
So
up.
that's cap.
No, but that's because you brought it up. Obviously, I'm gonna address it, but
Why would you address that and you don't care about it?
No, because you brought it up now.
You
So
brought it up
saying,
now.
Like, if people, based on yesterday's conversation, had walked away misunderstanding.
Oh, so I thought you said you dig at me. That's
No,
what I was like,
no.
I was about to say. I was like, no, we're not doing that.
Is that camera you got on?
Oh my days. Oh my God.
The misunderstanding can fly.
I didn't come in from South London to get disrespected. I said, no, that's not happening. No, we're not doing that. All right, cool.
There's
I
the
get you.
spirit of combating this in
I get you.
It's the uniform.
Oh my days.
What's happening?
All right,
That's
cool.
so funny.
Let's kind of look at these potential solutions. Yeah.
Right.
Of course, all of us are outsiders, like we said before. We're just respectfully speaking from our, perspectives and whatnot. Ren basically mentioned how can we kind of stop this situation, right? Or at least kind of make Israel stop committing war crimes and things of that nature. I know you've got something that you want to share with the people, yeah, as an effective way.
Yes. So I don't think it's spoken about enough. So as well as sharing stuff, which I think can get old quite quickly to everyone, and protesting, not everyone has time to go, which I understand. There is a movement called BDS, which is basically boycott, divestment and sanctions, which worked in the apartheid in South Africa, which is where we take specific companies and not buy from them. Okay. It's that easy, right? So the what to boycott, there's a few on here. Some are easier than others. So it says HB, which is Hewlett and Packard, right, the computers. Okay. Siemens.
You don't know what I think about. Women at HP Source. Sorry.
No. AXA. But the biggest one is Puma, because it sponsors the Israel Football Association, which includes teams in illegal settlements on occupied Palestinian land. There's Israeli fruit and vegetables, which is hard now to ascertain where exactly it's come from. There's SodaStream. There's Sabra, which I caught Eman eating one time.
Yeah.
But he didn't know. You didn't know.
What is Sabra?
Sabra's fuck him. It doesn't matter what they are. They make food.
They didn't eat it.
Yeah, just don't eat it.
It's an overpriced hummus. Basically.
Overpriced hummus. Yeah. Basically, they're basically saying to put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah.
And it's not to buy from certain companies, and then that will have a cascading effect on the companies themselves. Maybe they'll move away, not support them, and that's basically one of the movements that, if we all have a collective effort onto it, will make a huge difference.
All right. So obviously that's one way of doing it, right? And obviously protesting and things of that nature. Put up Sabra. But like, obviously, considering what's just happened, especially if we go back to 7th of October, and the reason why I'm going back there is because obviously that's what's made this conflict, which has been going on for 70 plus years.
Coca-Cola as well. Sorry, I forgot to mention Coca-Cola.
Right. Even though this conflict has been going on for 70 plus years, right? Longer than that even. This is in the forefront of everyone right now because of what happened on 7th of October.
Okay.
How honestly, like, how do you see this kind of being resolved? What do you think is the first thing that needs to be done? Because both sides have done crazy things, right? And that's typically what happens when you get these type of conflicts, right? So how can both sides, essentially, I feel like it has to be a situation where both sides kind of have to forgive each other, or at least kind of, you know what I'm saying? Because how do you sit down with somebody who's done all that atrocities to you and still come up with a plan for peace tomorrow?
That's a good point. So I think forgiveness in this case is relative.
Okay.
Right? So they're in illegal settlements on occupied Palestinian land, right?
Yeah.
So if I haven't got to answer that. So let me preface everything I'm saying with that.
Yeah, we all
so
just,
with all the people that have died, I think if Israel withdrew where they're illegally occupying, I think that's a start, right?
Cool.
I'm not saying to demolish and erase Israel in total. That's crazy. I'll be the same as them, yeah? But to draw back on where they were, I think would be a good start, and to stay within the two states. So basically the two-state solution to an extent, even though I don't really agree with it 100%.
You don't agree with two-state solution?
No, but you know me, innit? I don't really do forgiveness in that. I can't. If I saw generations on generations, so if I was 15 in Palestine, I would have survived 4 wars, right? That's 2007, 2009, 2014, and 2021. That's not including what's happening now, right? So if you're lucky enough to survive all of that, hopefully you will survive this one. That's crazy. Just that statistics is not so. I don't know. I think that them withdrawing would be a good start, at least.
Who do you think is the big issue here? I know you point to Zionism, right?
Yep.
But do you feel like there's big problem makers and instigators on both sides that need to both be out of the situation? Because like you're saying, let's not conflate the Zionists with the average Jew.
Yep.
Let's not also conflate Hamas with the average Palestinian,
Yep.
right? So don't the Zionists need to be out of it and the Hamas need to be out of it? Or do you see Hamas and the Zionists as different?
Yeah, I see Hamas as still a militant group, but they were born from war, right?
Okay.
So they were born from death and destruction and no hope. Whereas you have Zionists, which were born more or less from luxury, right? They came from money. They were funded for the Rothschild. They've come from something. In saying that, and it's a difficult question, it's probably going to sound crazy. If you weren't born in Israel and you decided to use the Zionist mentality and come over to Israel or occupy Palestinian land because you knew you could, you're a dickhead.
Okay.
That's nasty. You're basically benefiting from death, right? So I think, again, if you were born there, that's why I think the two-state solution makes sense.
Okay.
If you weren't born there, I think you should fuck off.
Okay.
But that's as far. I hope that answers your question.
I'm glad you
The
mentioned
two-state solution. They don't want 2 states.
Who's they?
Who's they? Yeah. Who's
Israel don't want 2
Yeah.
states. They want to take the whole country.
This is the problem.
And you I don't understand. Again, you ain't listening to what's going on. How don't it took? You don't get it. It took America like 180, 175 years to get the whole place. To take the whole place. You know what I'm trying to say? How long has it been? Just say 1947. It's not even. We're not even up to 100 years yet.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be quicker because the technology is different and we've got different weapons and all that. Yeah, but this is a process that's going to happen. They're going to take the whole place, bro.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that's their aim. And unless they lose their support from the powers that be, then their missions they're going to continue on to their mission. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, because it's just.
But that's a very defeatist way to see it, and I get why you're saying that because of history. But where we're at a time now, with like you said, with technology and what we can do, don't you think we should at least try our best not to allow that to happen? Because just like Ren said, it will set a precedent. What's next for them? If they don't, Muslims now, even though it's not a religious war, it will be the Muslims now and then the Christians later.
It's easy to say that. I get what you say. Like, he'll make people, if you set precedent, it'll allow them to get away with certain other atrocities and whatnot. There's no other people after this. Nobody else needs countries. Everybody's set.
No, you don't know that. They don't care about you. They don't care about me. They don't care about anyone brown.
Who they're going to pick up as a whole and take them and push them over there and say, go and take that country, because everybody's got their homes. This is the last place that they're fighting for. The borders have been set.
They'll go for another weak country with oil reserves if they want to. If they get away with this, the sky's the limit. They can do whatever they want.
Yeah, I don't agree, because it's bringing away from the point. So I don't want to detract from the point, but I feel like China's going to do that with Africa. I'm just saying that.
Not just Africa, Caribbean as well.
Yeah. So.
Okay, fair enough. Fair play.
So it's a dangerous.
But I feel like if we make slight, what's the word? If we make slight inconveniences in our lives, i.e., not buying from McD's, not buying from Coke, not buying from that shit hummus place, not buying and supporting them, then that's gonna do something. We just need a collective movement to at least do everything we can.
Okay, I hate. I was going to mention that thing that you kind of touched on it. That whole right to return thing for Jewish people is crazy.
It's nuts.
It's crazy.
The what, sorry?
The right to return thing. So I think is that the right term?
Yeah. Well, whatever they call it.
Yeah. So basically, if you're a Jewish person and you can just return to Israel, and you'd be like a full-blown citizen, this and that. And obviously, Palestinians who lived there before can't. Do that. They've been removed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's
They've been
crazy.
killed and removed.
That is nonsensical.
It is crazy. It is crazy, man. But you know, this is what I was kind of. I think was I saying this to you yesterday? Yeah, I think kind of. I feel like Israel's playing chess, and I feel like, respectfully, but I feel like Hamas fell for it, because I feel like Netanyahu, the right wing. He's not fully right wing, but him and the like full-blown right-wingers, right? They want Hamas to give them an excuse to destroy them. Like Marx is saying, they want the entirety of the land. You know what I'm saying? And you said earlier, they've been funding Hamas this, that, and the third.
Yeah,
it's for this.
Started it, yeah.
It's for this.
So let me correct you in saying it's not chess, right? To say it's chess gives them, it gives them like you're rating them. It's not chess, bruv. What it is, you bought a PlayStation, you were practicing Tekken, your little brother came in, never played the game, and you handed him a control pad that wasn't connected. That's what it is. It's not chess, bruv. Say it's chess means that they were calculated and the Palestinians had somewhat of an advantage or even a chance of winning, right?
That's because you don't want to give any credit to Israel, right?
No, they didn't have a chance. So Hamas was born out of hope, right? The only hope that they had, the only thing that they could do was retaliate, because no other country was getting involved. The UN, Amnesty International, everyone was saying for years now that this is an apartheid and what they're doing is ethnic cleansing. No one done anything, right? So this is for years, decades and decades and decades. What's the only thing you're going to do next?
To me, the PLO should be representing
They
Palestine.
can't, because the PLO got voted out because of
By
Israel. By the
Palestinians.
Palestinian people.
There you go.
Because Hamas got more funding and the PLO, Yasser Arafat, got done out anyway.
Yeah, but after he's been gone for a while.
No,
now.
I know. I'm saying, but he was a lot more liberal and he was a lot more calculated.
This is what I'm trying
but
to get
Israel
to.
knew.
I used to like
that-
Yasser Arafat still.
Yeah, you see him on the news all the time, innit, back then.
Yeah, good PR.
It's hard.
he was a bit shady at points. He wasn't perfect. No one's infallible.
No one, exactly. No one's perfect.
But they had the control before anyway. So they had the funding, they had everything. Palestine had nothing, right? So it's not chess, bruv. Hamas did the only thing that they thought they could do in this time, which was to go all out. It was a Hail Mary.
But it's not the only thing they could do.
Please tell me something else they could have done.
They could have behaved like the PLO would have if the PLO was in power. So you would try your best to come to. Of course, it's easier said than done.
They were always militant.
It's been happening for decades, right? But the PLO were at least trying to come to some type of resolution somewhere, even though Israel continues to build illegal settlements. Again, I don't need to keep mentioning what Israel does. We know they're doing some nonsense, and they've been in it for ages now, right? Fine. But the PLO, I think, would have done certain things politically.
They fucked up in the past as well.
No one's perfect, like you said.
I know.
You
No
what I'm
one's
saying?
infallible.
But they're better representatives of Palestine than Hamas.
Look at
They're not going to go out there and just start murdering people at a concert.
look at the cost, right? So, like we said, they were funded by Israel from the beginning, right?
Okay.
Like you just said, it was, say we go with your example and say it was a chess move, right? At what cost, right? So, say they were banking on Hamas doing that. They've sacrificed nearly 2,000 of their own people just to do that.
But it's not just for people who believe that's the Holy Land.
No, it's
You see what I'm
their
saying?
Zionism.
No, but they still believe it's the Holy Land.
That's
right?
irrelevant. They've lost 2,000 of their own people
Yeah.
based on that so-called chess move that you said.
That's
Disgusting.
yeah, to you.
That's still chess. The pawns are.
This
The
is
pawns
it.
are.
This is it.
That's what you.
That's
That's
on
what
people
you
pawns.
use.
The greater
Yeah, of
goal
course,
is to
everybody's
get the
pawns.
thingy.
That's
So
what you
if
do with
that
the
has
pawns.
got the cost,
I get you.
then
You
that's the
sacrifice
cost.
the
That's
you,
the
but
cost.
that's disgusting, bro.
It is
course,
Yeah,
of
that's
course
not
it
it.
is.
No, we're not
That's
condoning
wild.
that.
No,
I'm
of
just saying what
course
it
it
is.
is.
Yeah.
But clearly that just goes to show you where
Where their mindset
the
is.
mindset
exactly.
is. The mindset is that's the land, and
This is it.
This is
You know.
it is what it is.
I'll be honest with you, yeah. Like obviously, devil's advocate to the side for 1 second. I'll pick up in a minute, right? I blame the British. That's
100%.
my biggest
100%.
thing.
course.
100.
I don't know why-
Oh, now you're podding.
Most of the blame
100%.
should be with them.
Yes.
Always.
Most
with
of the blame.
everything.
Yes.
With every conflict.
And
with
that
every,
is that to me is the biggest issue. You know what I'm saying? And now they're standing back trying to moralize and talk about
And that's what's actually
these people make me sick. It's them.
I can't stand
Yeah.
them.
It's them. They've caused
they
this.
caused it.
They cause everything.
everything.
every damn thing.
Everything.
Devil's advocate back. So, okay. So, with Hamas releasing some of the hostages,
Yep.
do you feel like this is at least a step in the right direction?
From what I've heard, Hamas said that they want ceasefire. So they're saying if they release more hostages, there'll be ceasefire. Obviously, they're innocent. They're innocent people that were living in Israel, so they don't deserve to die.
Yeah.
But I think what Hamas... Oh, it's going to sound crazy.
I was gonna say when you said the bar.
Shit, this is going to
Yeah,
sound
Everything before the bottle was nonsense.
So, but with the way the media is portraying Hamas, right? Animals, terrorists, all of this. With the way they've been treating their hostages, it doesn't make sense to me, right? So if they came and killed indiscriminately, you would have thought they would have done madness.
to the hostages.
Yeah, but all this just doesn't.
That's lazy. We know that the war is being fought on social media right now.
What are you talking about?
We know the war is being fought on social media right now, the court of public opinion, right? So if it is everybody's leaning over to Palestine,
Yeah.
which I am seeing on social
Yeah,
media that's
yeah.
happening, 100% you're going to now make sure, if you were going to clip them people before, now you're going to look after them proper and then return them.
What's he saying? They changed their tactics.
100%.
PR, man.
100%.
If you've got the people on your side, don't lose them.
Yes, baby.
You've already done something brazy already, and you've still got the people on your side. You can't double down now, start chopping off heads and because the people that are supporting you are going to be like, whoa there, buddy.
So would you if I was to put you in their shoes, yeah? So your whole family's been duffy.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Brazy? You can't, me.
That's exactly what.
You can't ask me this question because everybody will be dead. Everything will be dead.
If I was to put,
You get what I'm
that's
saying?
exactly my point.
No, but yeah, so you're wasting time coming to me. It's
Wait,
not someone sensible.
but that's exactly my point.
Talking about if I was there, what would I?
What
Everything
would
would be
you do?
gone.
Yeah, that's exactly my point. But the way they've been portrayed and what they've done, I'm surprised they haven't done that.
I'm
It's-
not surprised.
They won't win if they do that though.
But they've lost everything. So when you lost everything, you're gonna make sure everything else is dead.
No, but they haven't lost everything. They can still get something back. There's some, you know what the thing is? Again, trying to present the Israeli argument, right? A lot of Jews,
I'm with Marx, by the way. Everyone. Everyone.
a lot of Jewish people, yeah, are losing sympathy for the Palestinians because they feel
Sorry, we say a lot of.
Jewish people,
Okay.
right, are losing sympathy for the Palestinians because they feel as though we've tried to come to arrangements, right? And there's been certain wars which has been instigated by the Palestinians' representatives, right? And with those wars, Palestinians have obviously lost, right? And Israel gets more of the land. If somebody comes to you to try and rob you, right? And you get the upper hand, and you see they got a chain, you take their chain. In your head, you're thinking, I'm justified.
So
And this is what continues to happen.
are you saying this is what certain Jewish people believe, or what
Yeah.
you believe?
A lot of Jewish people
They're
believe this.
dumb.
Why?
It's objectively stupid and dumb. If you believe that, you haven't done any research.
Talk to us.
Israel have habitually not spoken about two-state solution. They keep on. Hamas has tried, right?
How far
And
is it
even if
going
we
back?
don't involve, they won't even go on meetings with them.
No, but how far are you going back though?
I'm talking even decades when it was first come up. They do not want a two-state solution. Going back to what Mark said, they want to flatten everything, right? And even if we don't involve Hamas, oh my days, how is it not true when even the Prime Minister, the head of military, said we need to level everything. Everything needs to die.
When was this?
I can search it up for you.
No, when? Roughly when? When did this happen?
If we're talking about this now, this is what they said now.
What I'm saying to you. Don't mix up now with decades ago.
All right, so even if we don't include Hamas, we just talk about the West Bank, which is run by another group. They're still getting duppied there. So the Jews that believe that are dumb. You're stupid. Do your research objectively and look at other news outlets, because you're only getting your news from most of the Jewish media, which is run by Rupert Murdoch, run by the same ones that do our news media. You're lazy and you're chatting shit.
The 6 Day War. Remember 6 Day War?
Go on.
You remember it? 67?
No, go on.
Cool.
We're talking about Nakba?
No, after that.
All right, go on.
Israel, they basically did their military, they got their, what's the word? Your intelligence, your military intelligence. And they found out that the Arab states around them, surrounding them, were going to attack them, right? It's 1967. They obviously reacted
Egypt,
first.
Lebanon, Jordan.
Thank you very much.
Right.
They reacted first. They won the war. They took Egypt, right?
This has been debunked, by the way.
What's been...
What, just the 6 Day War, yeah.
People were alive.
I'll send it to you. No, I'll send it to you.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. So they took Egypt, right? Essentially, from that war, they took more of the land that was meant to be for Israel. I'm telling you the Israel perspective. They are, prior to that war, happy with the borderlines that they got and all that type of stuff. When they were attacked, because people didn't believe they at least should not be there, right? And they won the war, they took more of it. They would say to you, we have a right to this now because you tried to do something to me. But on top of that, fine, we are allowing, I don't want to be condescending or whatever, right? But take it back, because we're not interested in expanding Israel to Arab states. We just want the land that has been apportioned for us, right? If you're talking to somebody who hears that type of stuff and then hears about the war in 73, right? And then going on, right? Up to the modern day, they will have less sympathy because they keep thinking that, at least back then, we were willing to sit at a table. When you're talking about right now, or when you're talking about Israel not wanting to sit at a table with them, you're talking more so about now. You're talking about more so the right-wing governments who represent Israel. But before, that wasn't always the case. Do you get what I'm saying?
I feel like you're saying that they haven't been committing atrocities before.
Of course they have.
So let's go with the rhetoric that they took land that wasn't theirs for nothing because of Britain, right?
Well, Britain gave it to them, yeah.
That's what I'm saying, right? So they came and forced people out and displaced millions of people, right?
Yes.
You're telling me people with that mindset are going to be content with what they have?
Who? The ones who benefited, or the
ones who benefited? The Zionists who came in and said, all right, well, boom, this is mine now through nothing. No, just because Britain gave it to us.
Do you know what's
You're telling me they're content with what they were given and they weren't trying to expand it, especially since you were trying to bring up religion and that Jerusalem should be theirs and that the whole land is theirs based on the Zionist movement. You're telling me that they didn't, that they just sat there and the Arabs came and said...
It's not a case of them just sitting there. Even if I wanted to take over all of Israel, right? Because I know how you behave, right? I can preempt some of your movements and I can wait for it.
Yeah, which is the point you made earlier.
This is what I'm trying to say. And that's what they've been doing. So every time they've been given reasons to justify why they take more land, why they do it. Netanyahu said this the other day. He said, we've tried to allow Hamas to do their thing. We've tried to do this. We've tried to do that. And this is what we get. Because people are reacting in the way they shouldn't react.
Shouting shit. He's shouting shit. You can't. How are you going to say you fuck up lives for people, yeah? Consistently. Yeah. You give them no hope. They have no control. They can't even leave the border, yeah? Mm-hmm. You can't do all of that. Fuck all their lives up. They can't control any facet of their life, not the water, not the electricity, not the airspace, not the borders, and then say, we allowed them. Why are they attacking us? How does that make any sense?
Again, this is with time, innit? It's not always been the same. It's not been the same. Like, remember, Israel left the country, left Gaza and West Bank, I believe. 2007, like you said, right? of course, when they
They
tell that
left the
story,
country,
they left,
but then
they
they
blockaded.
controlled. Yes,
Yes,
they
blockaded
it.
still,
Okay.
100%, right? And again, they've still been bloody building illegal settlements. They've been doing this crap, 100%. But I'm trying to go back prior to that, and I'm telling you the reason why certain Jews do not care as much. You know what I'm saying? And this is because prior to the reign of Netanyahu and them type of people there, they believe they sat down with the PLO and they tried to come to some type of resolution. Something always happens. You know what I'm saying?
But don't you think they already have a spirit of entitlement anyway? Even just going back to the Holocaust days, they've already assumed that entitlement.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I don't think, even if there was any perceived of sit down, they already have that view. So I agree to your point that they already have that view.
Yeah, but
I had a final point I was going to say.
Sorry.
No, you're sick. I said I'd just add on to that, but then we got caller.
Good morning, caller.
Hello.
Good morning.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Hello?
You hear us?
I just say. Hold on.
So you know this topic's thing, man changed his voice.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear us?
Yeah. You see with this, I just want to say quickly, yeah.
I can't hear.
You see with the, I'm saying, I think, yeah, in terms of the Jews, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
With the Jews, the brother Palestine flag on his thing, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Saying why did the Zionists
Land, man. No, I'm only playing. Come on, kill it.
No, because they get nervous.
The land is originally the Jews.
Okay.
So I don't know what all this was about. I looked into it, and the land since the beginning of time has been the Jews.
Mm.
I think after King Solomon of the Bible, yeah,
mm-hmm.
the Romans came. I think he exiled all the Jews. I don't know what was going on. Yeah, they had to cut. I don't know if the Arabs now moved that land or whatever, because by that land there was originally no Muslim people, no Arab people in that last Jewish land. Israel was Jewish.
Mm.
So now, I don't know, at a certain point, Jews started coming back into that land. They got displaced into Europe, all over the world, like Germany, France, England, whatever. Some of them started moving back to Israel now. This is all. I think there's Palestinians already. They're saying this is our land originally.
Mm.
And bro, I personally think, bro, if it's your land, it's your land. No matter who disagrees, it's your land. But I think there was wars, that 6-year war, whatever, and they come to agreement saying, okay, you lot have West,
mm-hmm.
have the Gaza, and have some of Jerusalem, place and this place, a little bit of here, whatever. I think the problem now started when the Jews, after the agreement, it's been settled, squashed after them little wars or whatever. Some Israelites, some Israeli people, now moving into where Palestinians live and their settled areas because life is cheaper there, and the Palestinians don't like that, and that's fair because we haven't agreed.
Mm.
I'm saying this is our land. You gave us this land, stay in your land, so that's fair.
Mm.
I'm saying, so I feel that people should think about not taking sides. I hear the Free Palestine because innocent deaths is bad, on both sides.
Yeah.
Not just personally, everyone they're beaking it, Free Palestine, the Jews is horrible. Both of them is doing bad things.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's going to be death.
So, sorry, what's your point?
I just wanted to do insight.
Okay.
You get it, to show that it's not just
saying, speaking from the other side.
Yeah.
You get what he basically said. It's like what he was talking about with the Bible. People are saying from the beginning of time, it's Jewish land, isn't it? Then they're going back for their land, innit? So he's saying if they're going home to their place, obviously the thing's wrong and all that, but they're going for their home, innit? I'm not saying I agree, but I'm breaking down what he said.
Exactly.
So your point is basically on religion.
Religion is a lot.
divorce
I
it.
don't
You
think you
can't
can have
divorce
this
it.
conversation without religion. I'll
You
be
have
so
to
honest with you.
Yeah, you can't.
It's tough.
You can't.
Even if it is, like, what's religion, like, it's not about specifically, it's just is what it is. Jews have the original right over the land, really. Or it might be, like you said, like, we're giving you this, like, I don't know. All I know is, I don't know why the Hamas decided to spark up this whole thing, this bombing people or whatever happened. Be real, like.
Yeah, wait, who is this?
This is someone unidentified.
Unidentified. Oh, okay. All right, cool. All right. First off, we appreciate the call. It's always nice to get another side. It's always good. However, respectfully, you're basing an opinion on ignorance because you obviously haven't done the research. You're saying Hamas has attacked out of nowhere. You obviously don't know what's been happening for the past 75 years. So obviously, if you're jumping into this now, then I understand why you have that point.
Nah, I'm saying this thing to spark it up. What, like, the latest. Why did they do that?
But that's PR, bro, because you wasn't getting information previous to the event of all the stuff that was happening in Palestine, innit, bro? You're trying to say that. That's media and that. Obviously, it's at the forefront and it's in your eyes, it's in your face now.
Has eclipsed everything, and that's what I don't like because it didn't start there.
Yeah. Because obviously, like
most people have done things in the what I haven't seen. Cool, people have done things. This tit for tat. So I'm saying, if there was there peace before the latest rage, before the latest thing, latest explosion, latest people, was there peace before that?
No.
Was it quiet?
No.
So there was stuff going on.
Yeah. Always.
Okay, well, then you get it, like, you're just taking sides. This guy on. Things is what it is, like. I don't know.
So you called up to say it is what it is.
He's allowed his opinion, bro. And that's what I'm trying to say. Some people, you gotta understand. Even people watching, some people would listen to him and agree with him. There's people that think like this. This is his thoughts that he's sharing.
There's no marks. There's no point.
No. Okay. You know what? Let's speak about his point in a minute. Yeah.
Thank you, caller.
Yeah. Thank you very much for calling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I do want us to mention what you did speak about. Because he's basically saying, like Mark just said, yeah. Because you basically tried to highlight to him, he doesn't know about the history since 48, right?
That's correct.
Or even before that, to the Balfour Declaration, things of that nature.
That's correct. What was that around that time? Yeah.
But he's saying prior to all of this, like I was saying earlier, that was Jewish land. Do you get what I'm saying? The whole issue now that most pro-Palestinians are talking about is the fact that they believe Palestine, right, belongs to the Palestinians and their land was taken from them and has been systematically taken from them for decades and decades. More and more of it has been taken from them, right? But he's saying, but prior to this being known as the Palestinian territory, right? Jewish people live there. This is their land. So don't the Jewish people have a right to go back and claim what is theirs? That's, I think, his point.
Okay, cool. Well, you've obviously articulated about to what extent, at what cost, though? To what extent do you use religion as an excuse to kill innocent people?
Is it religion as an excuse, though?
It's 100% religion.
What's religion? Why are you saying it as religion?
Because the Torah, the Bible says. Well, I'm not obviously. this is me paraphrasing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm making something out hypothetical because obviously the Bible doesn't say it. The Bible says, or the Quran says, or whatever, that I am supposed to. This is my land. So by any means, I'm gonna go and take it, even though it contradicts the whole core of what religion is to treat others with respect and not to hurt anything, not to hurt anyone. But I'm gonna go against all of that because this land is mine.
No. But you know, we've always known that religion says one thing and people practice the religion do another thing. That's always been the case.
But that isn't the case in this regard.
It is the case. It's always been the case.
Happens
in Islam too. Happens like Islam went and declared jihad over Africa for 800 years.
All right, we're digressing.
You know what I'm saying? No, but I'm trying to say to you that religion is different to what people, how people practice the religion.
So I'm saying their interpretation is wrong.
No, but what I'm trying to say to you, regardless of that, based on the religion, right? Based on the religion and the books that they look at and history outside of the Torah, outside of the Bible, history shows that they've lived there, right? And so they see it as, oh, we're going back to claim what's ours. Okay. And Palestinians feel as though what's been taken from them is theirs.
So you're basically saying it's two wrongs, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And
We
this
can't
is why-
dispute that.
Yeah.
If back in the day,
1 second, caller.
if people back in the day died,
Yes.
it's wrong. But we have no control. We can't change that.
Yeah.
But we can change what's happening right now, right? Which is still wrong. The people who are alive now weren't involved back in the day. So we're doing everything we can now to stop civilian lives dying. That's my point. Who gives a shit about what happened 200, 300 years ago? Who cares? We're talking about people that are dying now.
No, but you care about what happened 100 years ago.
Because it's a chain reaction to what's happening now.
But I could say that what happened 300 years ago is a chain reaction. That's what I'm trying to say to you. You can always start it wherever it suits the person who's arguing the point.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying?
Caller?
Good morning, caller.
I just think, it's the same guy. I just think,
Yeah.
If the shoe was on the other foot, the Palestinians will be acting the same way the Israelis are with their standpoint. It will be the same. Just unfortunate that it's not in your favor.
Yeah, but I guess if we drove on the right-hand side of the road, then maybe we would tell, like, what? That's a non-point. What do you mean? Like, we're talking about hypotheticals.
So what is your point? What do you want to happen of all of it? What do you want? What are you expecting? What's your point?
I've been saying my point.
What's your point?
It's to stop committing war crimes and to withdraw back to the territories that was originally agreed.
For peace. You want peace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All parties.
I don't think Ramsey wants peace.
Oh, please, please. That articulate, Brent.
In my head.
Now, be real. Do you want peace? What do you want? Do you want peace, or do you want to do?
I think it's unrealistic.
Done to you. You want to do it back?
Get your shit off.
Go on. Please speak for me.
In my head, your perfect solution would be to return back to when it is Palestine and everything.
Why do you think
Am
that?
I correct or am I?
Why do you think that?
Because of how it is that you come across when you talk about this.
Okay.
Am I right?
You're saying the ideal solution, not just give them the strip and stop worrying, restore it in its entirety. That would be your ideal solution.
It's an idealistic view, but yeah.
Yeah, go on, Brett.
So is it?
Yeah. That's what I said. Yeah.
That's. I'm just responding to your question.
But in real life, it's that doesn't make sense. It's logistically incorrect, right?
Yeah.
So we can't logistically, right? So my whole thing is, yes, I want peace. And I think things should go back to the way they were. Hopefully, without any retaliation, again, from the Palestinians, because obviously what they've dealt with in so many years, it's hard for them, it's hard not to imagine them doing something in the future. Because you've seen people die, right? So that's what I want, caller. In an ideal world, it's idealistic.
And that's fair, and that's valid, yeah. But how do you know how I think? Yeah? I honestly think since the Palestinians, because you lot are outnumbered heavily, I think. And since you lot are, I don't know, of Arab descent or whatever, the Palestinians, I think just migrate for your safety of your families and just migrate to the surrounding Arab countries where they're more accepting of you, bro. If you really want peace, do that. Or it's just death and death. You want to continue dying, sad, you know what I'm saying? But that's what I think. You know what I'm saying?
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Say that again. I'm so sorry.
I just think, personally, it would just be better for the Palestinians because you're outnumbered. There's not much you can do. There's not much.
What you saying for them to back down?
Not back down, but what are you really going to do? What are you going to do? You're not going to win.
Well, okay, I get why you're saying that. But if I run up in your house and then shot your mum and then shot your daughter, yeah, and then I had bare man with me, it was just you man one up. You're telling me you would just leave the house?
But that's not the situation. It's like right now the Palestinians.
That's exactly the situation.
In their house. Gaza is really in their house. Really, it's like a bedroom in their house.
Okay, so say the house. Say the house you're living in. My granddad owned it 500 years ago, but then you built a house on top of it. So this is now this is parallel to what you're saying. Again, I come in, do madness in your yard, and tell you to bounce. You're gonna bounce. You're gonna fight. Because you're basically telling them to be pussies and move, innit?
Guys, you know what it is? I'm all for discourse on that, but this conversation feels too confrontational for me. We need to move on from it.
Yeah, we need to move on.
No, we have a conversation.
But I don't feel like
we're not getting
between. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, have a blessed day.
All right, bless.
Thanks for calling, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Normally, when it is that you're on, I don't normally put feet. Ramsey? On the episode, I'm gonna put Feet Ramsey down, so people don't associate
feet.
you with the group.
Yes. You basically saying it might be a good thing after all that Iman never told you about TMB. Now I love you, Ramsey.
Yeah. All right. I guess we can move on from there,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
Everyone good?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Let's get into the
We
next
did
headlines.
that.
Ceasefire.
Oh dear.
All right, so our next headline. A women's safety group has warned that domestic abuse survivors and stalking victims should consider deleting their NHS app or contacting their GP surgery as a change to allow access to medical records comes into effect. Campaigners and the doctors' union have voiced concerns about the potential risks for vulnerable people as a result of the change in how NHS medical records can be accessed, and said that their safety has been largely ignored in the process. Refugee said that it is disappointed, that the government and NHS England have not fully addressed the risk to domestic abuse survivors. By November 1st, medical practices in England are expected to have enabled access to patients. By November 1st, medical practices in England are expected to have enabled access so patients can see things like immunizations, test results, and consultations in their NHS app. But more than 20 organizations, including Refuge, Women's Aid, the End Violence Against Women Coalition, and the BMA, the British Medical Association, said that they're worried that this could mean perpetrators of domestic abuse are able to view someone's records if they have access to their phone or by coercing them. Next headline, and Shamima Begum, she's back in the news, man. And the decision to remove Shamima Begum's British citizenship was unlawful, according to a court. Well, a court has heard as her latest appeal against the decision begins. Ms. Begum, for those who don't know, travelled to Syria in 2015 to join Islamic State when she was 15 years old, and her UK citizenship was revoked on national security grounds shortly after she was found in a refugee camp in February 2019. Earlier this year, Ms. Begum, now 24, lost a challenge against the decision at the SIAC, the Special Immigration Appeals Commission, meaning that she would not be able to return to the UK. Delivering the ruling in February, Mr. Justice J said that while there was a credible suspicion that Ms. Begum was recruited, transferred, and then harboured for the purpose of sexual exploitation, this did not prevent then Home Secretary Sajid Javid from removing her citizenship. At the Court of Appeal in London on Tuesday, her lawyers began another bid to overturn the decision, which the Home Office is opposing. Her legal team claims the Home Office failed to consider the legal duties owed to Ms. Begum as a potential trafficking victim. Samantha Knights KC said in a written submission that Ms. Begum's trafficking was a mandatory, relevant consideration in determining whether it was conducive to the public good and proportionate to deprive her of citizenship, but it was not considered by the Home Office. As a consequence, the deprivation decision was unlawful.
Where did everybody stand on that? Did you think it was right they took her citizenship?
No.
I didn't like the precedent that is set, but I didn't give it down. Because I would have done the same damn thing.
Yeah, but was she groomed to go there though?
Yeah.
Because if she's groomed to leave, then that's different.
What about you, BOA?
I'm saying with you, man. Don't give it down.
Yeah, but don't you think though you should kind of do, because again, it's what you said, it sets a precedent.
That's the only reason
Because
why.
I didn't like that they took it. I'm not gonna lie.
Because
Like, if you want to do with her bad, do with her bad. Make her
Yeah.
jump through whatever hoops you need to
Yeah,
jump
but that
through.
means they can take
Persecute her, do what
anybody's
you're
now.
doing. But I don't like that they took it though.
Yeah.
I don't like
Everyone's
Yeah,
at
no,
risk.
it does set a
It
bad
does, yeah.
precedence. It does.
I just don't like the fact that you think you can leave this country, go over there at 15.
Where did she
15.
leave though?
Yeah, she did. She went
She was
through barriers, took an airplane, packed a suitcase, everything, left.
But
Nobody
you know-
picked her up
but you know what?
in the van.
But she was groomed.
Yeah,
She didn't go there on holiday or like read up about, oh, I'm going to do this, something to do on a Saturday night. She was groomed and then went and then ended up there.
Yeah, 100%. But the thing is, I think me personally, I don't, just because your age, just see you as a groom victim. I just don't do that generally, right?
She's 15, she's a kid.
Yeah.
Is 15 not young to you?
It's definitely young, but at 15, there's certain things you know you're doing. And I think that certain things was appealing to her in that particular message of ISIS. That's what I personally believe. I could be wrong, but that's what I believe.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
It's definitely wrong, 100%. That's not how grooming works.
Yeah.
Like grooming
that's
is
fine.
literally, it's like grooming is a whole, it's a very, very deep manipulation, psychological thing
Yeah.
that it can't just be brought down to at 15, you should know what it is that you're doing.
No, I believe sometimes you do know what you're doing.
Yeah, but a non-groom victim would know what they're doing. A groom victim, even people that are in like domestic violence situations at 30, at 50, their psychology is different to the person who's their age who has not been in that situation.
100%.
How much more a 15-year-old? Like,
I hear you.
but anyway,
I do hear what you're saying. But I think maybe just the way the whole thing is to me, that you can leave, go there, be part of ISIS, and then come back and expect. I just look at what could have happened if the mission was successful. You know what I'm saying? And I don't necessarily blame. Again, I hate the fact that it sets that precedence, and ultimately,
They was
if I'm
definitely
sat
trying to make
with
a
it,
statement,
if
basically.
I sat with it and I'm the prime minister, I'll bring him back eventually, but I'll put him in prison for a very long time. I'll be honest with you, a very long time.
I would have preferred they done that.
Yeah. Next headline, and the United States on Monday issued a business advisory for Uganda, saying that businesses face potential risks in the African country, citing an anti-LGBTQ law condemned by many countries and the United Nations. The advisory was issued by the US Departments of State, Labor, Health and Human Services and Commerce and the US Agency for International Development. Uganda's anti-LGBTQ law, considered one of the harshest in the world, was enacted in May and carries the death penalty for aggravated homosexuality, an offence that includes transmitting HIV through gay sex. It drew condemnation from Western governments, including Washington, and put in jeopardy some of the billions of dollars in foreign aid the country received every year. Firms, including media and non-governmental organizations that knowingly promote LGBTQ activity, will incur harsh fines, according to their law. The law also imposes a life sentence for same-sex intercourse and a 20-year sentence for promotion of homosexuality. The US government's business advisory said that Uganda's enactment of the AHA, the Anti-Homosexuality Act, on May the 29th, 2023, further increases restrictions on human rights to include restrictions on freedoms of expression and peaceful assembly, and exacerbates issues regarding the respect for leases and employment contracts. And in June, the US State Department imposed visa restrictions on Uganda officials after the passage of this law. And that's it for the headlines. Time to pay the bills.
let's do it. Let's get into Word on Road. People know what I'm talking about. The actor Richard Roundtree has passed away, man.
Oh, man.
So sad.
Who's that?
You
The
see
name's
when you
familiar.
see him.
The name's familiar.
You see when you see him, you recognize him.
Mm-hmm.
It's so sweet. I feel like I lost a dad.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
Shaft.
Yeah,
I was
legend.
just about to
man.
say that. I was just about to say Shaft. I swear you played
Yeah,
Shaft.
he was in Shaft. Yeah, I know him from being in Mary Jane.
Oh, Ramsey, you said Shaft before Queen of BUE?
No.
No, I
she
said it
did.
first,
She
thank
said
you.
it first.
Alright, just checking.
Thank you.
Just checking.
You know what he's trying to do?
I know what he's trying to do. I know what he's trying to do.
Brent is Brent.
This guy.
That's what he's doing.
That's
but
the British.
he passed away yesterday, man. Passed away
Wow.
yesterday from pancreatic cancer. I actually feel so
Legend.
sad, like a granddad passed away.
A legend, mate.
Proper legend. Yes, he passed away yesterday from pancreatic cancer. He was diagnosed with breast cancer in 1997,
Oh.
I believe. 1993. And then he became an advocate for that was breast cancer he had in 1993. And he became an advocate for early detection and screening of breast cancer in men. And when he was talking about that in 2019, he said breast cancer is not gender specific, and men have this cavalier attitude about health issues. And I got such positive feedback because I spoke about it, and it's been quite a number of years now. I'm a survivor. But yeah, man, he had pancreatic cancer, passed away. And as I mentioned, I knew him from being Mary Jane, and he played Gabriel Union's dad in there. So she sent her tribute, and she said, working with Richard Roundtree was a dream. Getting to hang with him and our Being Mary Jane family was always a good ass time with the best stories and laughs. He was always the coolest man in the room with the best vibes, and people would literally run over to see him. He was simply the best, and we all loved him. And Samuel L. Jackson, he played his nephew in Shaft. He said, his passing leaves a deep hole, not only in my heart, but I'm sure a lot of yours too. Love you, brother. I said, I see you walking down the middle of Main Street in heaven, and Isaac's conducting your song, blah, blah, blah. And then Cheryl Lee Ralph as well, she also said, when I was a teenager, I used to dream about growing up to meet Richard Roundtree. I did, and what a wonderful human being.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. man.
R.I.P.,
It's
man.
really, really sad news. All right, what's next? Okay, here comes some foolishness. So, Basketball Wives, right? Do you ever watch Basketball Wives? Or do you remember it from like back in the day?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
There was a girl on there called Brittish Williams. Do you remember British?
Yes, I do.
Well, she's going to jail.
Yeah, well,
She is going to jail. I can't believe it.
she deserved it.
She is going. Let me read her crimes. She is going to jail for 4 years for involvement in multiple fraud felonies. Multiple. She was indicted of 15 felonies. She pleaded guilty to all of them. So it includes 5 counts of misuse of social security numbers. So basically, sis was out here getting bank loans, getting loans.
It was the COVID times. She fell
Oh
into
no,
that
that's a different crime.
Oh, is that?
Oh, baby.
I thought, so that was aside from that. I thought
No,
it was
baby,
all
that's
to do with the
that's a
COVID
different
stuff,
crime.
the PP loan business.
She even said she had injuries. That's a different.
Oh, she's only doing F, man. Who cares?
Nah,
man?
girl, have some class. Okay, I just feel like when I'll be honest with you, right?
Sorry.
And this might be unpopular.
This boy just said F is all good.
No,
No,
I'm
he
just
said
saying.
she's only doing
She's
that.
only doing F.
White collar crime.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, yeah. There's certain
Hey,
crimes.
yo, Brent's after you today. You know?
Brent's asking from when he knew you were coming in today. I feel like certain crimes there, and again, keep your pennies all together, everybody, calm down. But I feel like certain crimes there, when women do it, I don't rate it.
Damn.
Because it's just like, girl, have some class. It's like when JT went to jail for scamming men. I was like, you girl. Ugh. I thought you've been here
Ain't
before.
that her PR though?
Sorry?
Ain't that her PR?
No, but like, you got caught and went to jail. Like, yo, that ain't it. Yuck. For real. So she got 5 counts of misuse of a social security number, 4 counts of bank fraud, 3 counts of making false statements to the IRS, and 3 counts of wire fraud. It was a lot. They got her a lot. Her lawyer's trying to talk about, basically, she got 4 years because she's a celebrity, and she's being punished for being a celebrity.
What, did she only get 4 years?
She didn't got 4 years.
Oh, she's alright. Yeah, she's there. She's alright.
No, but her lawyer thinks that the average person wouldn't get 4 years. They wouldn't get up to 4 years.
No, they would get more.
Her lawyer is
celebrity.
saying.
Is she alright?
She's
Her
lucky.
lawyer is saying her celebrity status.
She's barely Z-led.
Should be out
Let
in
me
2.
list.
Should be out in 2.
Let me even. Oh no! And then when she gets out, I think she's 5 years on probation or something like that. Yeah, she's gonna be She's got supervised release for 5 years after her release from prison, and she's got to pay back $564,000 and 69 pence.
400,000.
No, basically $500,000. She's got to pay
Okay.
back.
Okay.
Yeah, she's got to pay
That's
back that.
still a win, man.
But her lawyer said Brittish Williams was punished today, not for fraud, but for her celebrity. The court chose to treat her more harshly due to her status as a public figure, rather than treating similarly situated defendants equally. Miss Williams' success is not a crime subject to enhanced penalty, and we will challenge this sentence through every legal means available. Y'all are lucky I did not pursue law, you know. Because you think, yeah, something like this is gonna happen, and you're gonna come and tell me and you wanna challenge it. I want to add more time to it. For wasting my time.
I have no idea who she is.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
the thing.
I knew her from
People
Basketball
don't know
Wives.
her.
Oh,
And she's married to, her man at the time was that guy.
He's a failed
He's a boss-
NBA star as
Yeah.
well.
It wasn't cute.
I don't know who she
So
is.
imagine, yeah, actually, while she's on her way into the court or out of the court, she went with a few of her friends. Not one of her friends threatening to punch up paparazzi outside the court. It was caught on camera. I said, girl, you are having a day you deserve, ma'am. But basically, the judge just said that she knew what she was doing, she knew it was wrong, and she did it anyway.
Who's this thick thing on the screen? I wasn't even looking.
It's her.
That's the one.
That's what's going
That's the
on.
girl
She's
going to
talking
prison.
about.
Oh, they're selling the Boffness jail. Free her,
That's
man.
Okay.
Free her up, man. She ain't deserve that, man. She ain't do nothing wrong.
No, 'cause
You nothing wrong with love money.
you can be her love after lockup.
Someone said she's bringing bunda and ignorance to jail. Well, it's gonna be wasted ultimately, though.
Mate.
No, not in jail. Them girls will make use.
Oh, okay.
Woman
Because
jail
clearly
is
she knows
wicked,
finance.
Yeah, I can imagine. Most
Listen.
of the girl fights in school were worse than the boys.
The gal is wicked in
It's
jail.
not even that.
yeah.
The COs.
I mean, I feel like anyway, I can't really say that.
Like, go on, everything's off the road today.
No. That's all you, King. This is your episode. I am just here for this little segment, and I'm gonna go back to my corner.
Not Emmanuel
This is all
Emmanuel trying to bring up his point on the chat and that.
When? What happened?
But Shamima.
Oh dear.
Oh, yeah.
Nah, he can deal with that, He's used to this. He knows what the time is. But basically, so she told IRS she inaccurately told them what she was earning. And she also claimed that she was taking care, her niece and nephew were her dependents. All of that stuff anyway. She knows that she's good at maths because all of that stuff saved her $29,366 in taxes. There was that. And then she was basically, like I mentioned, she was using people's social security numbers to open up accounts with credit card companies and banks and whatever. And she didn't pay any of that. And so the victims lost $28,537.
Oh, they're right, man. They're getting that back.
There was that. And then she also committed bank fraud where she would deposit checks and withdrew money from victims. I don't know how this one works.
It's so interesting how it is that you are okay with theft, you know.
If it's against a conglomerate, who cares? They're going to get their money back anyway via insurance. The victims aren't losing. If you scam someone a credit card,
I'm saying
the bank fights for it and gets some money back.
Owned the entire land and it was stolen from them. Conglomerate.
Say that again?
Nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
What was that? So yeah, all of that stuff as well. That was 23,850. The one I think is wild as well. Yeah, was basically she submitted 9 applications for economic injury disaster loans. Sorry, and this was basically during COVID to help struggling businesses. She falsified business income, payroll, her criminal history. I think she's been at this. All of that anyway, she got $144,400 from the loans. And yeah, and then she also received $52,647 from 4 paycheck protection program loans, which are used to help small businesses seeking funds to cover up 8 weeks of their payroll costs, including benefits. She was really going for it. The crazy thing is that she was indicted in 2021, but after that, she still went on committing more crimes. She went on to do more of that. So she basically said that one of them she falsified and documented, said she was a California resident, and her total household income is $50,000. And she said due to pandemic she couldn't pay her rent or whatever it was, and then she received $27,801. And then also after that as well, she said that she worked at a radio station and she was on a $90K salary, but she told the tax people that she's exempt. So she wasn't being taxed for all of that stuff. And then she faked medical bills to at least one insurance company, and she got $139,479.92. She was really going for it.
Yeah, no.
She really went for it.
I'm sorry.
And it's crazy because then like this is why I have a problem with people like that broke shame people. Because I believe the people that broke shame are the ones that you're not used to money. You don't used to having nice things. It's new money that's exciting you. I don't know if British broke shames, but the kind of world she lives in and what I remember of her in Impossible Wives and whatnot is very much, I have this, show off. These times, look at all the hoops and calculations and maths you were doing to get the money. It's ridiculous.
She got off lightly. It felt like it took you longer to read what she done wrong than the sentence.
It did. Well, her lawyer does not think so. And I really hope when they appeal, they say, do you know what, actually, you're right. We miscalculated that. She should be in there for 8 years.
Yeah, she should be careful.
That would be so awkward. But yeah, so that happened. More foolishness. Ice-T's son, his name is Tracy Marrow Jr. I guess Ice-T's name is Tracy Marrow.
Yeah, it's Tracy.
Yes, it is Tracy.
Yeah. Don't really like a Tracy. Well, basically, so there's a whole TwitchCon weekend party thing that's going on or whatever. Some girls are Twitcher or whatever they're called. What they're called? Twitchies? I don't know what they're called. People that Twitch. Streamer, that's it. And she was streaming and whatnot. He was there. Then she's standing there in an orange talking to people in the camera, right? Mm-hmm. He's like, he smells her hair. And then, no, he didn't smell her hair, sorry. He grabbed her hair. She had 2 pigtails, right? Little 2 ponytails. And he just picked his scissors and just cut off her hair.
What, against her will?
She didn't know.
Impossible.
She was standing there eating an orange. There's a whole video. She's standing there eating an orange, talking to her followers like, oh, right, this orange is nice, reading the comments on the screen and whatnot. He just stands next to her, just gets part of the hair and literally just has scissors in his hand. And she sees it when she clocks it, he's got scissors in his hand, and she turns. And as she turns, he just snips it.
Like
and she was like, what the hell? It's assault. Yeah, she's assault. And she was like, what the hell, man? And then he's smelling the hair to the camera and he's like, oh, who wants to buy it? He's telling the people watching it who wants to buy it. And then everyone in the background was like, what happened? And he's like, oh, I just cut her hair. And they were like, why would you do that kind of thing? Yeah, there it is.
It's not long. Oh, I thought you took the whole thing.
That's a good, wait till you see how much it took. You got a lopsided ponytail now.
Actually,
This must be just for a thingy, man.
No. Then he tried to say it's a prank, but it's not a prank because that's real hair.
I thought you took the whole thing. She could have sued him for that.
She can still sue him for that. Because you can't cut off any parts of my hair. You're not a hairdresser.
is that his friend? Are they friends?
I don't even know,
Yes,
I'm
they
not
are.
sure.
This looks random.
Because even if they're friends, bro,
People are really dying for clout and things.
Foolishness.
Oh,
Yeah,
honestly,
exactly.
stay away from drugs, kids. Stay away from drugs.
Like to see them try that with me.
All right. Okay. Well, next, I know you guys are tired of Jada. I'm not, right? Because I see her. Okay, everybody calm down.
I've never seen someone ruin their legacy so bad.
They should take her
You're saying that because you think
in my
she's
life.
fine.
Huh?
You're saying that because you think she's fine.
She was fine. I thought she was fine. Speak properly. That's what I'm saying. Yes, I only said yes because I thought she was fine.
You're so annoying. But I thought she was fine. But basically, she was at some event. I couldn't bother to look into it, but I just wanted to mention because you know the whole thing about her and Will Smith were separated, blah blah blah. So they were separated up until the Oscar night. So all of you merchants were like, oh, defending whatever. Well, she might have had a change of heart after they called her his wife for the first time in what, 7 years.
So basically,
I don't know, Iman. I did not ask her the questions. I didn't ask. Unfortunately, I don't have a number to text her to ask for more details. All I know is that she said that they were separated until that night because she said, obviously the media will spin what they will spin and blah 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 blah. But she said, yeah, we were separated until the Oscars night. So that's that. This one is funny to me. I should have said, Brent, hold on. Let me see if I can find the actual thing so you can actually play it. So I've spoken about Britney Spears. I know you guys are tired of her as well. I'm not tired for Britney.
I'm not tired of Britney.
I've got all the time for Britney.
Britney's been through too much, man.
Britney is spilling
Let her
tea.
live, man.
Britney is spilling some tea. I'll tell you this now, yeah. Okay, Brent, can you go on Twitter from there? Mm-hmm. Can you just type in Britney Spears and the first tweet that comes up? Basically, she's talking about Justin Timberlake, right? And she's talking about how this man is out here appropriating black cultures.
Who?
Justin Timberlake.
Okay.
But it's funny the way that the person reads it.
Is that the?
Is it?
You know what? Argument
No, it's
can
some
be said he did,
some
you know?
account and the person's
Argument
name
can
is
be said that
Isaac.
he did. He's
Isaac.
appropriating culture, yeah.
Yeah.
Because when he done that album with Pharrell, arguably one of his best albums.
So I think it's in the top
tweets.
tweets, and it's got like a audio thing. It looks like this. Because it's got like a audio version of it there.
Nah.
Or do you want to email it?
Yes, please.
Okay, hold on.
Thanks.
So basically, she's talking about Gmail, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's talking about when I guess the first time she witnessed Justin Timberlake do a black accent, and it left sis rather confused, which I hear. Okay, hold on. I think I've sent now. I don't think I'm gonna do it justice if I read it. And then when you hear who it was that he was doing all of this for, I hate to see it. Have you got it? Mm-hmm. Lovely.
Think was what people back then called so pimp. They were white.
I am saying for shiz. Whoever noticed. Genuine.
The thing is,
Genuine.
I believe it. 100%.
Of course,
believe
oh,
it.
100%.
100% believe it.
I know he did that shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, he got gassed when he saw one of his
For
idols.
shiz.
yeah.
I'll be honest with you, that's the kind of content Britney is bringing to her book. She's spilling all the tea. I'm gonna have to read it.
Oh,
You know what? Oh, but actually, the way I was laughing yesterday, it absolutely finished me. But anyways, 4 shits. That's that. And then lastly, so Darko is basically, oh gosh, this was just a sight for what it was. So basically, right, yesterday, there's a Twitter page called 9 Bills. I guess they tweet about a lot of music and stuff like that, whatever. So they said, what's your UK female hip-hop Mount Rushmore?
Oh, gosh.
On the pictures, they have Steph London, they have Lil Sims, and they had Darko.
Darko?
Oh, relax.
No, that's the tweet that she
Wait,
reacted to.
that's the tweet. Yeah, thank you very much. Yes, that is the tweet she reacted to. I had Darko and I had like a person, someone else there. So who takes the last spot was the question. Some guy, well, actually, a very lovely guy. But if you want food vlogging, content, Hadley is the one to go to. I'll be very real with you. But anyways, he was like, Darko came back and said, I don't make music for you dumb ass people anyways. My only full release in the past 1.5 year is just under 100 million. That's why I moved to Africa, because of fat fucks like you, which was not needed. Huh? I don't want to be in your mount anything. Top 20 most streamed Afrobeats artists in the world on Spotify. I don't do hip hop anyways, but don't fucking disrespect my name. I see this. Okay, I'm going to leave that bit out. Just because. She said, I see this pussy hating all the time. Tell me, don't do this. Tell me what you achieved at 22 years of age. And then she said, Oloshi.
Artists need to stop being so sensitive.
Is she Nigerian?
Okay, about that, she's Nigerian. She's Yoruba.
I did not know this.
She's Yoruba. About that, so basically, he did bring up the conversation about artists not being sensitive and how people can't take criticism.
Yep.
But I'll be so real with you. Saying Darko is not criticism, that is an insult. And my thing is, people need to stop saying things to people that are like public facing jobs and then act shocked when they respond. They are human like you.
Yeah.
But I think you just said that what a lot of people was thinking when they saw the picture.
No, but that's fair. But the thing is, I understand why she reacted that way. Because he didn't...
What did fat people do?
Huh? Second?
What did fat people do?
Yeah, there was no need for that. All of that, there was no need for that. But there was no need for that. But I think, though, this wasn't a criticism that she should have taken on the chin. I think if they said, I don't think Darko is established enough to da-da-da-da, she could have heard that. But you know what? It was Darko and it was LOL, very long, in caps.
Okay.
There's something about, do you know what kind of LOLs you don't want to get? You don't want to get an LOL. As just
going to perceive it as shade. And
you don't want to get an L with like 20 zeros and an L. You don't want to get that.
But it's Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
It's Mount Rushmore.
100%.
Yeah? So if someone is saying...
But LOL is loud. As Dark, I'm not trying to read LOL.
She should have just either ignored... Well, I'm never going to tell someone how they should react, especially coming from me. Yeah?
Okay. Self-awareness, we love that.
I'm very... E-man knows me, I'll be very self-aware. Yeah?
Yeah, you rub off on him a bit.
But... Because music is very subjective, right? It's all about where you 100%. Are, who you're listening with. But I don't think going that ham is... Is that it? Yeah?
Scroll up, Brent. You're blocking her face.
No, but who did this?
Oh, sorry, Brent. Can you scroll up a bit?
You're blocking her face.
Who did this and even added her?
This isn't no shade at all.
No, I scrolled up.
Like Darko's face was blocked by the graphic at the bottom.
Because it was clear instructions.
No, I didn't know what you were saying.
Oh, no, because Darko's...
Oh, okay. I don't know who that is, in all honesty. I don't really follow. You said she does...
So she did... what's that song? That gangster song. I'm trying to love you like a gangster.
Oh, no.
Baby, it went off. That song went off. She also had a couple more as well. But basically, she's kind of gone more the Afrobeat side, like being kind of collaborating with African.
She's not a rapper to me.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I see someone in the comments trying to well, obviously she was reading off her accolades and all the streams she's got and all that. But someone was saying all them big songs, they're like
she's a feature.
Feature, exactly.
It's not even really like her. If
that's why I don't even understand why she's there.
She's going on wicked and
one of the songs that was mentioned. Her verse is not what it was. That's fine, because I hope you come to my aid when I get cooked. Her verse was not the one that people ran to when they listened to the song. Like her verse was not. Mayokon's verse is what went off, basically. that made everyone. He's a great Nigerian artist.
Artists need to stop being so sensitive.
No, but to be fair, she's part of it. She's done her thing. She's allowed. There are her accolades. She's allowed to champion herself.
Absolutely, man.
But I don't even think Steph should be on there either. So.
Yeah, neither do I. Neither do I.
He should be. No one can diss me and my mother.
Okay. Mark, that's just yeah, this is whatever comes from this episode.
She done that in front of Jules Holland, you know. He didn't have a clue what was going on. She was trying to say, going, mother. You know, the band was going mad.
Oh my god!
Jules Hollanders, cuz.
Well, that's what she done.
Is that what she done? Seriously?
No, that is
You
how
can
the song.
Google it.
That's
Watch
how
it.
the
She done
song
the
goes.
song. No one can
That's how
diss
the
me
song
and
goes.
my mother.
Oh my.
Jules Holland. He didn't have a Scooby what was going on. I'm lying.
Why'd you say that, Buju, bruv? You sound crazy.
All right, listen to the
No,
video
but
and then double black.
I would say that song is on my gym playlist.
Okay.
That's how the song goes. That's word for word, bar for bar. Yeah, big up Steph, man. Yeah. So
Oh, shit.
yeah, but all the best to all the artists and
Anyway.
pursuing their lovely dreams and such. But yeah, that was I just think, you know, when you say stuff about people and they respond, I should never say this. Yeah, let's get people's channel. Let's just get into it.
All right, people, welcome to the People's Journal. I'll give you the news from an economics point of view. First thing I want to talk about is, Alphabet, which is the parent company of Microsoft and Google. They've, reported higher than expected revenue in the last quarterly report. Microsoft recorded revenue in the 3 months to the end of September of $56.5 billion, which is a 13% rise on the same period last year. And it's better than 54.5 billion predicted by analysts. So they're thriving at the moment, man. They're putting it down to the strength of their cloud computing and their PC businesses and all that type of stuff. Alphabet was a parent company for both Microsoft and Google. No, it's only for Google.
Okay.
So Alphabet's revenue for the same 3-month period was $76.7 billion. And that's an 11% year-on-year rise, and also surpasses what estimates were given by analysts as well, because they projected it would be about $75.97 billion. However, they still kind of saw their performance as kind of disappointing, because they didn't really thrive in the cloud computing division. You know what I'm saying? In that particular area, they reported $8.4 billion, which is less than the $20 million, which is $20 million less than expected by analysts as well. But at the end of the day, they're still thriving in it. And we spoke about this a couple of times anyway, but according to a study, ChatGPT apparently can be tricked into producing malicious code that could be used to launch cyberattacks.
Yeah. No way.
Is that the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy code?
It's all of that.
That film's cold, isn't it?
I've never watched it,
No. It's old school, isn't it?
But I think that's what the name of the code is.
Oh, okay.
There's a certain code, but they call it that if you put it in, ChatGPT gives you whatever you want.
Wow. But yeah, man, they're basically saying that like ChatGPT and other similar type of chatbots as well can create written content based on user commands, like you just said. Whatever you type in there, it'll give you a bunch of answers and this, that, and the third. But it was designed to have certain protections in place, right, to prevent people from misusing it, right? However, what they're saying is, this is according to research anyway at the University of Sheffield, they've warned that there's certain vulnerabilities that exist in mainstream options, right, that allow them to be tricked into helping destroy databases, steal personal information, and ultimately just bring down certain services. Right. I think it was just yesterday, Brent, we were chatting about how AI can be used in to kind of promote and push further discriminatory
it was yesterday.
Yeah, results and stuff like that. So yeah, all these things basically need more help in it. Sorry, need more work. You know what I'm saying? But that's basically what the situation is at the moment. And the last thing I wanted to mention is the cap on bankers' bonus.
Yeah,
bonuses. Bankers' bonuses.
Pause.
God damn it. The cap on what?
Your enemies
No,
are
you
working.
definitely can't do anything with that.
If my
Hell
enemies
no.
are working this week, what's going on?
I don't know, man.
Need to fast.
So the cap on bankers' bonuses is to be abolished. Yeah, man, this is what the financial regulators have announced. So from Tuesday the 31st of October, EU rules that limit bonus payments to twice a banker's salary will be removed from the UK. So the policy change was initially announced by, Kwesi Kwarteng during his 2022 September mini budget. But it's been changed basically, man. That's all gonna come to an end on the 31st of this month. City executives have always complained about the cap, and they basically said that this particular cap was a barrier to actually recruiting and retaining good quality workers, from around the world and stuff. And London was pretty much losing out and will ultimately lose out on talented stuff, So yeah, they've basically reversed that, and so that's going to come into effect at the end of this month. And that's pretty much it for the People's Journal today.
Thank you very much. Let's get into some bonus Wednesday.
Hello TDA community. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I invite you to join me for a brief moment of pause and reflection. If it's safe for you to do so, perhaps you can reduce any distractions and take a seat or stand still. For those of you who might have just tuned in, or perhaps are drifting in thought, we're embarking on a 3-minute journey of building confidence, a short break to recenter our energy and find stillness. Let's begin by finding a comfortable seated position. Close your eyes gently and take a deep breath in, filling your lungs with fresh air. As you exhale, release any tension you might be holding. Feel your body becoming lighter and more relaxed. Now bring your attention to your breath. Notice the natural rhythm of your breathing, the rise and fall of your chest, the sensation of air flowing in and out of your nostrils. There's nothing you need to change here. Just observe. As you continue to breathe deeply, bring your attention to the center of your body, your core. Imagine a bright light there, radiating warmth and strength. With each breath in, this light grows brighter and stronger, filling you with a sense of confidence. Feel this confidence spreading throughout your body, from your core to your limbs, all the way to the tips of your fingers and toes. You are strong, capable, and ready to face whatever comes your way. Now, repeat to yourself, either out loud or in your mind, I am confident. I trust in my abilities. I am enough, just as I am. Let's shift our attention now to the heart area. Imagine a warm, soft light glowing there, filled with love and kindness. Breathe in this loving energy, and as you exhale, let go of any self-doubt or criticism. Trust in yourself, in your abilities, and your intuition. You have everything you need within you. Repeat to yourself, I trust myself. I believe in my abilities. I am worthy of my own trust. Take a few more deep breaths in, really letting these feelings of confidence and trust sink in. Now, start to bring your awareness back to the present moment. Wiggle your fingers and toes, feeling the energy moving in your body. When you're ready, gently open your eyes. Take a moment to notice how you feel, carrying the sense of confidence and trust with you as you move throughout the rest of your day. Remember, you are strong, capable, and worthy of your own trust.
But that light looks cold in there though. Go back on Esther. That's it. Zend out. Zend out.
We are very
yes.
zenned out. Pass me the cookies while I'm zen, please.
Does that help, Ramsey?
Calm me down.
No, it didn't. I need the Palestinians to be free. No.
Okay.
I'm calm.
It's Wellness Wednesday, sir.
I'm calm.
Love that.
I enjoyed it.
Thank you, Danielle, as always. Let's get into our next headlines.
Very chocolatey.
I want Brent to taste them because he's the cookie
He did eat one
connoisseur.
already.
You don't know no cookies, man.
They're vegan cookies, right?
Yeah, he ate the whole thing already.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, what did you make of them?
I think they're right.
Okay.
For vegans?
Mm.
Yeah. Obviously, the consistency of it, I wasn't prepared for it.
Well, no, I baked them yesterday. I didn't get up at 4 a.m. to bake you little cookies.
So the consistency...
It changes, isn't it? But yeah. If I baked it fresh, it'd be better. Like this morning.
Would it have been harder?
Can we give them context, please? Because all this hard and cookies and it's all crazy.
Ramsey made some cookies.
And then like
vegan
as well.
ones, to be specific.
Vegan cookies. Oh, I like this.
Yeah, very nice one.
Christy, yes.
Can't really see you. It's good.
You're gonna get, bro.
What did he
You
say?
just letting that slide.
What did he say?
I
You
didn't
put
say
the camera on.
anything.
He was like, "Oh, I like this. Can't really see you. It's good."
That's not what I said.
That's
What did you say?
exactly what
No,
you
what
said.
did you say? Go on
Verbatim.
then. What did you say?
Brent?
I said this is on brand. Queen of BOE, just merging into the darkness.
That's not great.
This show, today has been so chaotic. And anything that comes of this, we 100% deserve. Anything. Even me for just sitting here being quiet, I deserve it. But yeah.
Speak out, guys. This is what happens when you don't speak out. Speak out. This is just a parody. Anyway, so, but the light's still thingy.
Yeah.
All right. I look like I'm...
It
what's
feels
that
quieter
film?
though. It feels quieter.
More
You feel like the
zen.
energy, yeah.
See, this is what happens when you have more blackness, more zen,
See that? Queen of BOE?
peace. All right.
You,
So,
sir.
speaking about a black man now, yeah? The rapper Kanye West.
Oh dear. What's he doing in the headline?
He's apparently ruled himself out, man, for the presidential bid of 2024.
Ah, shucks.
It's the headline.
Yeah.
Oh, shucks is a funny.
I'm a word
said what?
researchers. He's
running.
Sad.
He's running.
No, he's not running anymore.
Oh,
Yeah, man.
what a disappointment.
His personal attorney, Bruce Marks, told Rolling Stone that he's not a candidate for office in 2024. This May, his right-wing operative, Milo Yiannopoulos, that guy, declared himself the director of political operations for Yay 24. That was their thing, Yay 24, right?
In Nigerian household, that don't sound right. That sounds like, oh my God.
What's that mean? What's that mean?
Yeah. That's a shout for help. Yeah.
Yeah, and this was basically after Kanye West signals his intention last year to run for the White House again and released a campaign video in which he appeared alongside Mr. Yiannopoulos.
E-man, you must be so disappointed. You must be devastated.
You mean?
This is your guy.
Yeah, but he ain't going to win. He's never going to win, innit? So, but I support him.
Oh.
Is it when he was highlighting let me relax.
Don't do that.
All right, then.
It's
But
calm in this room.
this is true. Zen.
Thank you.
But despite expectations, it now appears that Kanye West won't be launching another presidential bid after the October Federal Election Commission filing for Kanye 2020 showed that the committee has less than $25,000 cash on hand. As a result, it's very unlikely that a new presidential bid could be financed. So the Election Commission filing showed that Mr. Yiannopoulos is no longer on the payroll. So basically, they're just looking into certain things. Kanye hasn't come out and confirmed yet, but yeah, that's the situation. Just days after, Mr. Yiannopoulos declared that he had taken the helm of Ye's 2024 campaign in May, it came to light that he had purchased the internet domain name yay24.com using the campaign credit card of another political client, Marjorie Taylor Greene. The right-wing commentator denied any wrongdoing and insisted that he had mixed up his American Express card with Mrs. Green's card. Right?
Convenient.
Yeah, it's just a mistake, you know? But he was reinstated to Ye's campaign team after he was fired following an appearance by Kanye and Holocaust denier Nick Fuentes at Mar-a-Lago dinner with Donald Trump. But that's basically the gist of that conversation, that headline. Next headline: the pilot has been held on 83 counts of attempted murder after he attempted to shut down the engines of an Alaska Airlines plane mid-flight.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I heard
Insanity.
this yesterday. I said, what was he
On something.
on something?
Well, who knows? But this man, identified by authorities as Joseph David Emerson, 44 years old, was off duty at the time and was sat in one of the cockpit's extra seats.
They weren't even flying.
Yeah, he was off duty.
You should
But he
put
was
this in Donna
still up there, though.
So why was he there?
You should have put this in. Why this in Donna? This guy is bonkers.
Yeah, he was sat in one of the cockpit's extra seats when he tried to disable the engines.
But is he a pilot?
Yeah, he's a pilot.
But he was off.
He wasn't flying
He's
at the
off
He
time.
wasn't flying at the time.
And but wait, 83 counts. So he did this 83 times.
No,
there's probably 83
There's
people.
people on
on
the
I was gonna say because who did not think to stop him after the second time?
Yeah.
Right? Why did he get so many chances?
No. Yeah, he was just there. He just thought, let me sit with my pilot colleagues. He tried to switch it off, but he was then swiftly subdued by the crew. The flight was originally bound for San Francisco, but it was diverted to Portland, Oregon, where Emerson was then taken into custody. He has now been held on 83 counts, each of attempted murder and reckless endangerment.
Damn, he's never coming out.
And one count, of endangering an aircraft. Yeah, that's the gist
Scary.
of it, man. Yeah. And the last headline, I don't really want to read this one, to be fair. It's a big trigger warning. Big trigger warning. The biggest of all time. So if you're not prepared, then...
Sexual assault, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but it's the worst ever,
Mute
I
it,
think.
yeah. Mute it if you can't. If it's
Give them a
because
second. Sit again.
Yeah.
so trigger warning of sexual assault. Please mute the mic because this is heavy.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah.
So basically, an animalistic paedophile who arranged to rape a 12-week-old baby at a hotel has been jailed. This idiot by the name of Mark Worley was arrested in the foyer of a hotel in Manchester city centre where he planned to carry out the abuse. The 71-year-old admitted arranging a child sex offence, making and distributing indecent images of children and possession of extreme pornography. He was sentenced to 80 months. 80.
That's it.
It's wasting everybody's time.
Excuse
Why
me?
have they not killed this guy already? I don't understand what's going on there. It's a joke. So the court heard that this idiot was tracked down after detectives received a tip-off from police in Norway. This is an international abuser. Imagine. The NCA, the National Crime Agency, investigators found that him, Wally, was had discussed his sexual interest in children under 12 on the online Wicker platform. He had shared indecent images of children with other users and described the extreme abuse he wanted to engage in. Detectives said that Worley from Manchester had used the site to message an individual who said that they had access to a baby. And discussed how he would,
months.
and they discussed how he would like to carry out the abuse when they met. I'm hoping that this was just like one of them undercover stings and he was chatting to a police person rather than...
But that's the thing though, because even if that's what it is, yeah, he's told them what his type is.
Yeah.
So this is what he goes for. So he needs to never be able to go for that again.
Ever. But I'm just hoping that it's not another animal that thinks like him that was trying to arrange
Oh
it.
yeah, because that person, they won't catch that person.
So this guy was arrested on suspicion of child abuse offences before he could get in the lift at the hotel. At that particular point, he told officers that they were mistaken and attempted to pass the meeting off as an affair. NCA operations manager Daniel Waywell said that he was a dangerous offender who had clear intentions to rape a young child. As a result of close collaboration with colleagues here in the UK and overseas, we were able to intervene and arrest him, and he will now spend years behind bars for his crime. Not enough time. This is a waste of everyone's time.
The 18 months or 80?
80.
80.
Yeah. Maybe because he's 71, but still, what's the point?
He's
What are we
on
doing
his way out. Might as well keep him in there.
They should kill him. They're wasting everyone's time.
I hope he gets jumped every single day of his sentence.
Yeah, he's not going to survive. He's not going to serve the 8 months.
When which
He'll be
prison?
gone.
In where?
I don't even know.
He will be killed.
That's mad.
This is the only thing you can do.
He will be killed.
Brent, can we have the lights back on, please?
I
you know what it
literally
is?
said- I don't even like hearing the story with the lights off.
Do you know what it is
Give me
though?
focus. I need to be seen.
I had something planned.
Okay.
I think people need to like the video so we can pay our bills.
I like that.
Put the lights back on. So we might have a dark show. Might be doing TD after dark every day now.
For real.
What number are we on at the moment, Brent?
1185.
Yeah, that's
Get to 200. The lights
saying
off.
Okay, yeah. For the purpose of
I
that.
think we're in the chat about do 200. What's wrong with the other 59 people? Or whatever number is there?
259.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is 200.
This thing makes me sick, man.
That's
let's
horrible,
get
man.
off this,
Yeah, please.
Anyways.
Yeah, so end of the headlines, time to pay the bills.
They think, yeah, you should pay your bills. Put your light back on.
So basically, this was my plan, yeah?
What's your plan?
Obviously, we turned it off for the
Wellness
proper
Wednesday.
environment of Wellness Wednesday, right? I want you guys
Absolutely.
to get the feel of everything, obviously. And as you said afterwards, you felt a bit more calmer, right? Everything was very, very toxic in his room. So, when
say your name.
When we
Right.
continued, right, I'm like, ooh, I'm seeing them saying, oh my goodness, the light looks off, obviously. I'm seeing them saying, please turn the lights back on, right? What I was going to say, in change of the next scene, this next segment, I was going to say, let's gaslight them and say the light was the same all the time and you guys were just imagining things.
You're smart.
I would have had 5 seconds to say that, but I would have done it and you guys would have played along. Do you understand?
That's so
Obviously, Queen of BUE, she needs to be seen.
She did.
Yeah.
So we'll put the black
Yeah,
back
because
on,
you was being
let there be
ops.
lights.
You was being ops.
Yeah, hold up.
It's because you said what you said.
Yeah, exactly.
Adi, bro. If you hadn't said that, she
If
would
you
have been
didn't say
your
that,
team.
exactly.
Oh, goddamn.
I thought it was going to... Is it bright in it?
There you go. All the melanin popping.
Is it brighter than before?
No, I think it's when
No,
dark.
she's just radiant. You like that one?
All right, let's get to reaction.
Someone said Brent is odd. Yes! Yes! Brent is odd.
All right, welcome to the reaction, people. Where I read out our sports headlines. Obviously, yesterday was Tuesday. It was a Champions League night. It was a great night. I'll read out some results for you. So, Bayern Munich beat Galatasaray 3-1. Inter Milan beat Red Bull Salzburg 2-1. Napoli beat FC Union Berlin 1-0. Real Sociedad beat Benfica 1-0. Real Madrid beat Braga 1-0. No, 2-1, sorry. Manchester United beat FC Copenhagen 1-0. RC Lens and PSV Eindhoven drew 1-1, and Arsenal beat Seville 2-1. We've got a few headlines to read out.
You know, I find it so funny. Football goes on a long time. Like, it's a lot of minutes. And it's like only one goal was produced at the end of that.
Could be a tough game, man.
It's so
Close
funny.
game. Could be a 1-0 thriller sometimes.
Yeah. It's the ones that are like 4-0, 5-0. There's a lot of those when you're away.
Was it?
Yeah, it was a lot of them. It was crazy. It was like, did you even try? Did you guys show up? It was crazy.
No, it's a hard-fought victory, man. You'll take it, man. So our first headline reads, I've only got two to read today. Andre Onana saves stoppage-time penalty as Harry Maguire's goal secures first Champions League win. It's tough over there. Andre Onana saved the stoppage-time penalty as Manchester United secured a remarkable 1-0 victory over FC Copenhagen on the night Old Trafford paid tribute to Sir Bobby Charlton. Harry Maguire's header in the 72nd minute proved to be the winning goal, but only after Jordan Larsson, son of former United player Henrik Larsson, saw his penalty saved with what proved to be the final kick of the game. It was an extraordinary end to a night on which Old Trafford marked the passing of the United and England legend, who died on Saturday at the age of 86. What followed was a subdued performance by United in the first half, but they delivered the sort of dramatic ending for which this club is famed. Erik ten Hag's team remained 6 points adrift of Group A leaders Bayern Munich, but are now within 1 point of Galatasaray. Their hopes of progressing to the knockout stage of the Champions League still intact, with an unconvincing night, but a truly special one. You didn't watch that, did you? Because obviously you lot were playing.
Me?
Yeah, you didn't watch that. You lot were
United's
playing.
game?
Yeah, no, of course you didn't.
No, I saw the goal though. The star player.
Star player, Harry Maguire. Redemption arc, man. Redemption arc. He needs it. He's been in the mud.
Needs a little bit of forgiveness.
Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Oh, this guy is the biggest troll. Oh my
You said that you
days.
don't believe in forgiveness, innit? So that's why I just put it to you. Just like
This guy.
To be
what
fair-
Christy said yesterday. Sorry, no,
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 man.
no,
Oh.
go on. What Christy said yesterday about him. What Christy said about him yesterday, about him being the Wizard of Oz, is 100% true. So the words completely out of my mouth. This guy's the Wizard of Oz.
Love you too, man.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, so to be fair to Maguire, he's been through a lot. You know what I'm trying to say? He's been in the mud. I couldn't even tell you how many months it's been. And a lot of the criticism has been deserved. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
But things haven't been going right at United. especially with injuries and stuff, especially to the back line. The manager was trying a hard stance to freeze him out of the team, to get him out of the club. He couldn't do it. And he's probably got a bit of egg on his face, the fact that he was left with no other choice but to turn to Maguire. Yeah. And now he's actually turned to him. He's delivering with performances, man of the match performances, last minute winning goals. As much as he's happy for the results, I could imagine he's probably a bit pissed about it as well. Yeah. You know what I'm trying to say? Because it's embarrassing. But big up Maguire, man. He's Harry. I mean, he's strong, man. He's strong. You get me? And he's made it through. And he got the winner. The penalty was not a penalty. You get me? The referee was being ridiculous. And I don't know, obviously, we knew VAR weren't going to turn it around once the referee gave it on the field, but it was so light, it was weak. I think it was for a high foot, for a foot that wasn't even high, that didn't even make contact. Like, it was like 10 seconds left in the game and they got a corner, like, McTominay had to go for the ball. Nothing came of it, but the ref gave a penalty. He had his agenda. You know what I'm trying to say? But as usual, black people prevailed. As usual. Andre Onana.
So no, you know what? Esther, this episode is.
I'm just.
You like that?
Yeah, man. But Andre Onana is all the proof that you need, that you can't keep the black man down. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, a lot of people have obviously started shaky. A lot of people are trying to judge his ability and his credentials, and he's still a good goalkeeper. Yeah. He's just going through a little whatever patch. But it's not just him, it's the whole of United, you get me? But he saved our skin with the last kick of the game, with an excellent save. And you just love to see it. All in all, it was just a great night, man. R.I.P. Sir Bobby, you know? No? Facts. Come on, man. Like, it was just a good night, man. So yeah, that happened. Our second headline here is Gabriel Jesus stars as Gunners pick up Champions League win at Sevilla. Sevilla. Gabriel Jesus stole the show as his superb goal and assist fired Arsenal to a 2-1 win at Sevilla to put the Gunners in control of the Champions League Group B. The Brazilian striker's stunning turn and assist sent Gabriel Martinelli on his way to a debut Champions League goal on the stroke of half-time before Jesus bettered it himself after the break with a superb curling finish to put Arsenal 2-0 up. Arsenal's deficit was halved when Nemanja Gardel headed home from a corner on the hour mark, and despite some heavy Seville pressure in an electric Roman Sanchez Pizjuan stadium, some impressive saves from the much maligned David Raya, including one in the last moments of the game, maintained the Gunners' lead until full-time. Well, I didn't see this, Brent, so what was going on that night?
It was a great 3 points.
Yeah?
Yeah. Sevilla's a good team, isn't it?
Yeah. They're solid outfit.
And Jesus was a madman that game, man.
Oh, was he cooking? I ain't seen none of the goals or nothing.
Fantastic assist for Martinelli.
Martinelli, yeah.
And fantastic goal.
I want to see it. Once they like half the deficit, like they're saying on the hour mark, was it shaky or rocky? Yeah. Because obviously Ray's been going for a bit.
Yeah, there was a little punch that he did. It was a bit stupid, but
they shakiness.
Yeah. But it was a great win, man.
Do you think they should persevere with him, or do you think Ramsey should get another chance?
When you say another chance, what do you mean?
Another chance to stake his claim as number one. Because at the end of the day, Ramsey done what he done. They got Raya in. Ramsey didn't really put a foot wrong.
I didn't put a foot wrong.
Yeah,
he's right.
I kept saying that.
Marks is right. Ramsey didn't put a foot wrong.
You knew what I was talking about anyway.
Yeah. Don't mind him.
Ramsdale didn't put a foot wrong, and got taken out of the team.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then David Raya's come in.
Yeah.
Had a few shaky performances.
Yeah.
Do you think at any point it's worth looking at Ramsdale and seeing if he can steady the ship a bit?
Nah. Only because when you look at the stats, the comparables, Raya is still way outperforming Ramsdale.
Okay.
Yeah. So no, not yet.
Okay. All right then. Well, big up Arsenal in a great Champions League now. You say he's at top of the group.
Yes, we are.
As you should be, leading that comfortably. And I wish you all the best in your endeavours, man.
Next 2 games at home.
Is it? Yeah, you should be all right.
Yeah.
You should be all right. All right then, cool. Now, as the last of our headlines, let's get into the to done out here. Well, yeah, I sent Brent something earlier. There was a video that I think I saw yesterday. Can we play it with sound, Brent? She's been accused of stealing a drink. This is her reaction. She's trying to walk out. Drinking it, stomping her way through.
What you doing?
Spat on her.
Oh.
What you doing, you big fat cab? Who do you think you are, you big fat cunt?
You have to pay for the drink. You dare to get that at me. You dare to get You fucking bitch.
She just seems like a horrible person. I don't even know her.
What you doing, you...
To be honest,
She put the drink in
my
the bin as
phone.
well.
Anyway, the phone would.
Have you seen this?
No, I haven't seen.
Keep watching, look.
Oh.
Scruffy little cow.
Scruffy little cow. Let's get back. She's just walking out. She didn't pay for it. Look, security man now.
She's just pinched and she's just hit a baby. A baby.
Listen, look.
She's hit a baby.
Listen, go back in there. Now. What are you doing? What are you doing?
No, stop.
Doesn't she have a baby?
I don't know. Why she's a baby? Big? No, it's not big. She's just heavy set. Play it.
I fucking love you one. Don't do this.
Watch.
Oh, okay.
Get her on the floor.
That'll do it.
There
That'll
you
do
go.
it.
Get it down. Get it down. Get
I don't have
this. I
anything
want
to
the
do.
ID. I'm calling the police. Call the police.
She's locked up now. Right, I think in the fire's though,
She's
isn't it?
been stealing.
Call the police. Call the police. Call the police. Call the police.
Get,
Watch,
can you
white
get
people
back,
as usual
please?
always want to take part, get involved.
Can
Come on,
someone
just
call
in
the
case.
police?
Just in case she wasn't subdued. Good civilian Samaritan. There you go. Sit on her. Just wait. They're always doing their part, man. You get me? You can't knock it, man. They're always doing their part. You get me? I'm not even gonna lie, yeah. You know me, I'm a jovial character, happy-go-lucky. I just like to be cool. I don't like horrible people. And just the way she was stomping through the mall, you can just tell there was something about her that wasn't really...
The people that was filming, were they workers or just normal people? I don't understand.
That's what I was.
I'm not gonna assume they was
I
workers.
think they were normal.
Do you think?
She said a baby, innit? Was one of them carrying a baby?
No, she said she punched a baby. She said she hit a baby.
What?
Yeah, she said she stole a drink and she hit a baby. That's what she said. I'm gonna
I
assume
don't
that
think
they was
this-
workers.
I
You
don't
think they were
think
just being
it's
busybodies?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so too.
Wow.
yeah.
think
And that's
exactly.
not condoning because she 100% needs to be flawed.
Yeah, I think Chrissy's right because you, as a worker, you wouldn't then leave your place of work to record someone's
Yeah.
phone for that long.
Yeah.
I think they were just.
That's
I think
true.
they were busy.
I think, yeah, they were
But
definitely.
maybe they
busybodies.
just picked up on a overall horrible vibe and just thought she needed
Because
to be filmed.
if where she stole the drink from and the workers haven't followed her out, what are you doing?
Yeah, but she just seemed
What-
like a piece of shit. So I'm actually glad that they followed her and got this footage. Then she wants to go and punch the black man. How do you feel about that, Yoe?
Yeah, no, I mean,
She got what she
the
deserved.
fact she got flawed, yeah. I think he was even,
He was lenient.
yeah.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say what I want to say.
Weird. Weird.
Yeah, I was gonna. That's what I was saying.
I would just say, please. Well, I'm never in
Don't do
a
it.
position, but just
Yeah,
please
don't-
never touch me like that. Please.
I think,
No,
I think
but-
his response was appropriate.
Yeah, it was
If
100%
you touch
appropriate.
my sister or my mum, never mind. Never mind.
No, but even her spitting. That's why I said my
Oh,
my
yeah,
phone, the
exactly.
the footage would have cut the cameras.
No, but she niced him, you know. She iced him. That was a clean hook.
Yeah.
Like, it was a
But
proper
it looked,
one.
it looked like she hit him with like the side of her fist as opposed to the fist.
No, I think she got him good, man. You get
Or
me?
sucker punch it also.
Either way, she connected.
That was because he didn't know what hit me. I was
Yeah.
like, oh.
Yeah.
She's a horrible person, man.
But you know what? Respect to him for showing self-control and restraint.
Yeah.
He acted the right way and he done the right
Yeah,
things
no, he
because
did.
he wouldn't
he
want
did.
him to get
because yeah,
because he could have cleaned her clock.
yeah, and then the whole thing would have
been.
been a different. Yeah.
Yeah,
So.
but you know he's a better man than me.
Maybe he knew he was getting recorded. He didn't want to lose his job.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, well, she is well and truly done at it. Horrible people. There's not enough. There's no space for them in the world. You know what I'm trying to say? And like I said before, she just had a horrible energy, just moving like Ursula. You get me? I saw it in there. There's trouble in there. It's just not enough. But yeah, we don't need no horrible people in the world, man. Honestly, man. So she is a thief and an alleged baby hitter and just an aggressive person, an abuser, all these things. You get me? That's what she done. That was physical bodily harm or GBH. That was definitely some type of abuse. She is 100% done out here. You get me? And I hope wherever she is having the day she deserves.
Amen to that.
Word. Mm-hmm. Cool. Let's get into our outro, people. Well, this was a great show. I don't know what you calling this episode, Brent. War already? Featuring Ramsey.
I'm not sure yet.
I was really unprepared.
Really unprepared, but as usual, big up everybody in the chat for taking part. Big up everybody that called in. You lot were amazing. There's a number to call in if you want to take part. It's usually at the top of the screen or at the top of the chat. It's there. Some of you know it off by heart, clearly. Donnie, you called out twice today. Anyway, forget all that. Thanks for everybody to coming in and taking part. As always, you know we're going to be here every morning delivering some of the finest content in the world. And I'd just like to say that we love you and take care and hope you have a great day. Wow.
Yeah, just want to say one thing.
Oh,
big
shit.
happy No. This is not. I promise. A big happy birthday to my little sister. Happy birthday, Sarah. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, man.
Yeah. Always love you.
Do this, fam.
Do this.
Oh.
No, just the one. Keep going.
It's coming. Keep going. Leave it there.
Gotta do another one.
Shit.
Gotta do another
two of
one,
them? No.
Maybe do it to the side, like that.
No, that's just the.
There it is.
There you go.
Oh, no, so how do I
Happy
get the
birthday.
balloons? Is the balloons two of them?
What's the balloons?
I think it is.
Try two of them.
Hey.
Oh, that works. That's better.
Happy birthday.
What's the balloons again, Brent?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, it's this, right? Oh.
Yeah.
There we go. Happy birthday,
Happy
sis,
birthday.
man. Big up yourself.
198 likes.
Oh, no, we can do better than that.
Come on, guys, man.
We can definitely do better than that.
Yeah.
I ain't coming back on the show again. They ain't gonna have me again, so let's get the likes up.
Now we'll have you back when it is
We have security.
Security.
Fucking hell. That's his way of saying you ain't coming back. Like, let's get out of here.
Yeah, exactly.
See you later.